Another Monday, another episode off the rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
Oh,
I was like, where? I gotta talk into this.
yeah.
Why am I going here?
I don't know.
What's over here?
There's lots of stuff over there, but you won't know unless you watch youtube.com/ComicPop. Check out Back Issues, which is a bigger show than this. I don't know why I'm plugging that. They don't need the help. When I say they, I mean we. It's just our show anyway. But yeah, so
Who
anyway,
are those people
this
even?
is a comic book review show where we talk about comic books in the past week, but
Yes.
a lot of other things happening in the world of comics and comic-related media. D23 came and went. Huge announcements and what they aren't calling trailers. You know, there was a Doomsday trailer. We didn't talk about it, but I was like,
Can we just really quickly, just really having a moment of realizing at this table right now, this is happening live, my realization.
Okay.
That, like, this is one of those things, you know, we talked about, like, you know, these comic book companies having like these overlords, like, you know, Marvel and
Disney
and DC and Warner,
yes,
or whoever.
Yeah.
But like, this is one of those things where instead of it being at Comic-Con,
yes,
they're like, no, we'll make big announcements
at our own thing.
Yeah,
which I think we all knew was coming. I mean, like that's.
I hadn't even thought about that as
Yeah.
like an issue.
Yeah, no, it's certainly they've been testing the waters. They've been using Comic-Con occasionally to plug their own projects, but yeah, when D23, you know, started to become more Marvel and Star Wars centric, they were like, oh, wait a minute. We have Comic-Con at home.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, I just am like, regardless of how long it's been happening, this is the moment I'm realizing.
When you realize, like, oh D23
that's-
is like Disney's Comic-Con.
That's why you're not doing it. But it's like, and that's great.
Is it?
For them?
Sure.
Like, sure,
Oh,
whatever,
yes, well,
whatever you're doing,
certainly
that's great
that,
for them. But like, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
isn't your audience, your bread and butter, the comic book fans? I don't know.
F them?
I guess you don't want them. You're like, I already got them.
I already got them.
You're old and busted.
Well, you know, it's interesting you should say that because Joe Kelly had a presentation at D23 talking about Spider-Man, the comic book he's writing. And he's like, here's a new character, and he's a big scary villain, and big things are happening. I was like, what is
like,
this?
He had like a deck? Like like a slide deck?
Yeah, except it was much more expensive. You know, there were like it was like almost like he was in the volume, but only half. And it was just like the same cover, but just longer and bigger and uncut. No, it was an odd presentation. By the way, met with, and this is probably why they don't want to cater to comics, but like I saw this in a comic related thread. All the comments were like, we'll believe when we see it, eat shit, this is stupid, like just no love, no support, no even benefit of the doubt. They were just like, wow. I mean, that being said, like Joe Kelly was just saying the things that like have been said about a disappointing Spider-Man run for like 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like it's just the company line every time.
Wait, your mic's out.
Again? Great.
I don't know.
I mean, it says it's working.
That's so weird. Wait, they said we're back? I don't know.
Back?
Let us know. Can you hear Sal?
Yeah, let me know if it's working.
Who can hear Sal? I can hear Sal.
Yeah.
But I'm in the room with Sal.
And I'm also looking at like the mic, and it seems to be doing fine.
Okay, well, they're just trying to be friendly. Just try. No issue. They can hear you. You're good. Don't touch anything. They say you're good.
No, I'm not good. I didn't know.
It's yeah. They all said it sounds good. It's a little low. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, I can fix that.
I'm just super loud. I don't know what's happening with my bangs either, folks. What is this? What is this? Anyway. So yeah.
Turned down. I don't know. Yeah, it's just Joe Kelly had a presentation, but it was a comic book presentation, or at least it seemed like it.
That's
I don't know.
good.
So, yeah.
That's right. The knees are also.
That's right.
Back.
You're welcome, everybody. But yeah, a lot of based on our accoutrements, you know, we're talking about a couple of things that happened. X-Men 97 season 2.
Heck yeah.
Came and went. We just finished the season. We're happy to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Lanterns debuted. Pilot came out, aptly named. They're all the first episode's always called Pilot, but also sometimes a little cheeky. You know, I remember the first episode of Quantum Leap. Sam Beckett leapt into a pilot. They called it the pilot episode. Hardy har har har. Hal Jordan, fighter pilot. I'm sure no one even put that together, but we got a little lantern battery right here.
Behold.
So we're going to talk about those. That's going to be the primary bulk of the show is going to be talking about X-Men 97 and Lanterns. And we'll talk about a couple of comics.
But I read all these comics.
Well, we'll talk about comics too then. Fine.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's going to be the bread and butter of the show is when we talk about these shows. People have been asking us to talk about these shows for a while, and
well, this show just came out.
I know.
Well, this show just came out, but this show
X-Men 97 just wrapped up, and I'm very excited to jump on that. So before we do, D23 came out. They released some footage for Doomsday. Oh, I should also mention that Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing are coming by the show a little later today to talk about Star Trek The Last Starfighter and their indie darling from IDW Dark, which is first issue is coming out very soon. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but the book is called...
Yes, what is the book called?
Yeah, that's a great question.
You're going to find out what it is. Someone in the chat also mentioned that there was also the X-Men cast released.
You'll Never Leave This Place Alive is the name of the book. But yes, they released the whole cast. And look, I got nothing to say about it, only because I don't know who any of them are. Just completely out of touch. But I'm not going to complain about it because I'm not an idiot. I'm not like, well, wait a minute, this is insane. Like, no, I want the X-Men and any new Marvel characters to be young enough to be in like 10 movies. But if you get a cast of actors who are in things like shows on Peacock or something, I'm not going to watch. Or Scream 9,
right? I'm
not going to know who that is. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be like that's preposterous. They should have gotten one of the guys who played Doctor Who and Hugh Jackman. Like, no, but it does it seems interesting. They got the girl from Obsession to be Rogue. They've got the only thing that I was like, that's odd, is they got the actor who played the Foreigner, his name, from the Kraven the Hunter movie. He's going to be Charles Xavier. He also looks about like 3 years older than the rest of the cast. So I'm like,
I mean, I think we talked about this. Like in X-Men 97, Charles looks no older than anyone else.
Well, he arguably could be or couldn't be.
Yes.
Because
he's all ages.
Yeah, it's really the eyebrows that age him. But
the only reason Magneto is supposed to be old is because his hair is white.
Because his hair's white.
Storm's hair is also white. Right. So now what?
Yeah, exactly. We also know that Mr. Sinister is going to be part of it because Adam Driver is Mr. Sinister.
When you told me that,
yes,
I wish you had told me that here.
I know,
because I had like I had a reaction.
You know, it's funny. I mentioned this on back issues to the duo,
to
the boys, and very different reactions.
Really, what were their reactions?
Ethan was like, "That's a great idea," and Ben's like, "Hate that with a fiery passion. Hate that in a way that I don't actually really understand why I hate it. Just hate it. Terrible. Worst decision I've ever heard. It was really weird."
That's weird.
And not because he hates Adam Driver. It was just like worst choice. And I was like,
what?
And I was like, it's Adam Driver. Adam, you know who Adam Driver is?
Yeah.
Not that like I think that's great because Adam Driver, for whatever reason, looks like Mr. Sinister. I just think, and I think your point was just Adam Driver has a lot of range and Mr. Sinister is all over the place.
Yeah, you don't know what type of Mr. Sinister they want to play.
Right.
So I'm just like, he could do it all. He could do it dramatically. He could do it tongue-in-cheek. He could do it a little bit of both. He could do it really, just stone serious or like mocking or whatever. I feel like this is a great idea. And I was like, I would have never thought of it.
No.
Like ever. Like this is not a pick I would have been like.
Well, and there had been rumors that Adam Driver was going to be in the movie, or rather franchise, as Magneto.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, all right, I'd take that. But Mr. Sinister, I'm like, oh, okay. They want to do something different. I mean, they said something like, we're not going to cast the new Wolverine for a while.
Sure.
Like, we're going to focus on the X-Men here. Wolverine is his own franchise and an X-Man.
Yeah.
And was the flagship character of the X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
But I understand their idea. It's the same with X-Men 97, actually, for at least the first season. And really a lot of the second season was they were like, we know that in the original show and in X-Men comics for a while, they over-relied on Wolverine. Like Wolverine was the face of X-Men in the cartoon when it first aired in the 90s. Now they're like, but there are all these other characters who are great and people love as much as Wolverine. We should showcase them. Like, let's really give Scott Summers something to do in the first season. You know,
Yeah.
Let's give Jean something to do. Let's give Rogue an arc in the second season. Like, let's focus on Gambit a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
no one's complaining about that.
You'd be surprised. I'm seeing a lot of complaints about the game. They were like, why was there so much Gambit in season 2? And I was like, because they need to bring it back to life. I don't understand what you're complaining about.
Because we all love Gambit.
Yeah, and also Gambit's great. So like whatever. But yeah. So I understand the MCU thing where it's like, no. Because I mean, I can imagine
Storm too.
Storm, yeah. Storm got a big arc in the first season.
Great.
Again, not so much in the second season, but whatever. I think that the Wolverine could and tends to overshadow the other X-Men.
Sure, but I feel like if you're going to take your lead where you're just like, behold, Jean Grey.
Yes.
And you're going to pursue anything having to do with her and Cyclops.
Yeah, you better have a Wolverine
without
there.
Wolverine there. Those of us who are like, yes, but they
predate Wolverine by like at least a decade.
I guess that's true. I guess if you're starting,
yeah, you got to build it up. It'd be a lot of
with the First Class.
Oh, which they're not gonna call it that.
They're not doing that.
No, they did release a logo, black and yellow, which I'm like, yep, that was their uniform colors back when they first started with Lee and Kirby. So sure,
okay,
you know. But also, you know, it was like, here's Rogue too.
Yeah.
And Mr. Sinister, who's not, you know.
Now here's the question. Rogue.
Right. Which
in a
Brotherhood?
universe where there's also a Ms. Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Are we gonna like
and a Captain Marvel
and a annoying subset of the audience that wants to watch Captain Marvel get taken down a peg or two?
Well, I just mean like in my head, like that is.
Oh yeah,
that is the Rogue.
It is. That's the defining thing for her.
I mean,
for many people.
Yes.
For Captain Marvel, more so. is she's the one who made Rogue cooler.
Yes. Yes.
And listen, that sounds awesome. I would love to see Rogue versus Captain Marvel, and I want to see Rogue become Superman. Such that it is.
Yes.
But yeah, Emma Frost is also in it.
This is so wild to me, like putting these characters. I'm like,
I know,
so,
it's like,
is she good? Is she bad? Is she nebulous? Is she older, younger?
She's the same age as the new class.
What is happening?
I know. Well, she is their age.
And
but it's also like,
this is where though it's like, this is gonna be hard for them.
Yeah.
Because you have like all these years of X-Men plus a lot of like overly dramatic storylines that happened that had a lot of words that happened in a small amount of time, just compacted in on one another.
Sure.
Plus the influence of other media, like the cartoon, which
movies,
did similar things but different things, and games, in particularly like Marvel Rivals. Like Emma has been leader, this, that, the other thing, but like for a lot of people, their introduction to Emma Frost as like, you know,
any newcomer to the franchise,
right, as like
under the age
of
20 is gonna be like,
choke me out, mommy.
Yes.
Is from that game, and in that game, it's like she's not a villain.
No,
she's not like the most heroic, but like she's like a Krakoan version of herself. So like I can't imagine that they're gonna just go and be like, well, here's the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing is like, will it be the Hellfire Club? I don't know. It's like saying like, okay, here's the first class of X-Men. We're gonna get Cyclops and Morph, and Psylocke and Cable, like, you know, and Angel, you know, like, so I don't know.
My pitch is, I'm like, are we just going to the Savage Land?
Right.
We're just gonna X-Men 97, well, not X-Men 97, X-Men animated series,
right?
Like Savage Land, Sinister Jean, Cyclops.
Well, because that's
but like they're very young. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, Sinister's been mucking around with them since they were children. Oh, at least the summers, not so much Jean. But yeah, it's Mr. Sinister is a weird, complicated problem.
Yes,
and I would like I never understood.
It's also really not been done.
No, it's true, and he's one of like. When you think of X-Men villains, when you think of generically X-Men villains, Mr. Sinister's top 5, and also is one I would never do.
I was trying to come up with 5.
Exactly.
I was like
Magneto, Apocalypse, Phoenix, Wendigo. Like no, like, I mean, look, there are plenty,
and don't like at us, but
I
like,
don't want to hear it.
Like,
no, but like when you're thinking about like what your parents or your friend who doesn't read comics is going to think of when they think of X-Men villains. Bastion isn't going to come up.
Yes,
Sentinels.
And that's really what it is. It's like Magneto, easy to explain.
100%. Apocalypse, easy to explain.
Easy to explain.
Right? Mr. Sinister,
kind of hard to explain,
but also apropos. Like Sinister is a great villain for today. It's like, oh, he's a crazy geneticist who thinks that he's better than other people based on like very middling criteria, and he's mucking like this is the time when you get like Jesse Eisenberg to show up and do like a Mark Zuckerberg version of a villain. Like, but as it stands, Adam Driver's going to do a fantastic job with whatever they do. But that's the thing I never understood. People were like, when are they going to do Mr. Sinister? I'm like, explain to me in 2 sentences who Mr. Sinister is. X-Men fans, I was asking, like explain to me in 2 sentences, like, oh. And it's like, I know.
I mean, here's the issue with this, really, because it's just like, obviously, a rogues gallery can make or break a hero.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I do think that the X-Men has a wide and interesting variety of villains, but they are a team, so it's always what makes it a little complex.
The other thing is it's usually like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Right, so that there is that complexity to it as well. But like, if you think about it, a main antagonist for the X-Men is just hatred.
Yes. Well, that's why you get characters like William Stryker.
Yes.
Who they did in X-Men 2. They didn't. They made up a new version of him. Like William Stryker being a televangelist who just picks mutants is fantastic. Making him into the head of the Weapon X program or whatever is also like, I understand why you would do that and how you make him into a household name as a result. But like, I love Graydon Creed, the Friends of Humanity. It's just like, people are going to lose their effing minds. Like what today is not ready for the X-Men, which is why it's the perfect time. But I don't know if Disney's ready to make an X-Men because the fact that the Friends of Humanity is a thing. It's like people are there's going to be a not unsubstantial amount of American viewers who are going to go, "Are you talking about me?" And they're going to be like, "This whoa, when did X-Men get woke?"
Day 1.
Right. Like when it started,
page 1.
Yeah, page 1. I mean, realistically, it was just, well, I don't know. I'm bored of people getting bit by stuff. How about they were just born with it? That's way easier.
Right, but again, it was the world outside their window. Like, what's going on right now? Let's talk about that.
And even if
these
it
characters,
was, regardless of what Lee's interpretation of it was, or even Kirby's, the X-Men is about that, and it's about inclusion, and it's about hatred, and it's about bigotry. Like, any way you slice it, I'm sorry. Like, is it fun when they go into space? Like if you like the X-Men without all the drama or without all of the social commentary, read the Starjammers.
Yeah, then I guess you don't like the X-Men.
Right, then you don't like the X-Men, and even then, I don't think there are any mutants on the Starjammers. I think they're all space aliens and Scott's dad, who is not a mutant. But Alpha Flight. There you go. Read Alpha Flight. But yeah. Yeah, the Brood would be great. I'm down. Look, if I would be down. I mean, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut is
who they used in a movie.
Yeah,
like in a Deadpool movie.
So now it's like, try to come up with a main X-Men antagonist that's easy to explain and also hasn't been done.
Right, and hasn't been done. They did Dark Phoenix twice.
I feel like that's why they're doing Sinister.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we can start from scratch. No one's going to compare it to anything.
Right. I also think that they're looking at the success of X-Men 97 and like how much people enjoyed it. And they're like, well, let's look at that time period. Like, I feel like maybe some of the higher level producers were like, I watched some of that show.
Yeah.
From the 90s.
Well, and that's, I mean,
who's the guy with the blue lips?
That's literally
like, Apocalypse. No, the other one.
No, the other one with the diamond in his forehead.
Oh, that's Mr. Sinister.
Ooh, good name. I like that.
Great. That's awesome. That really just telegraphs who he is, right?
Yes. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Mr. Bad Guy.
Mr. Bad Guy. Mr. Sinister. Did George Lucas name him?
I mean, I don't question it, and it's perfection.
It's so funny because I really never did until I said it out loud. And like, I think maybe we did a back issues and they were like, I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's his name.
His name wasn't General Grievous?
Well, leave me alone.
But
yeah, I mean, I am excited for this. I think this is a wild idea, and I truly do believe that Adam Driver
is gonna crush it.
Yes. Yeah. And I am just hopeful that they give him enough room to chew a bit of the scenery, depending on which version we're getting.
I mean, it's going to be
because I feel like the X-Men animated series, although over the
he's
top and dramatic,
he's a stick in the mud. He's not.
He was not fun. There was no fun.
No.
And I think Krakoa is really amazing, but I don't think don't go totally.
I wouldn't go full Hickman with Sinister.
Find somewhere in between. Yeah. I think there is somewhere where
he's a bastard and he loves being one. That's the story.
Or he like uses that sass and sarcasm to like disarm you.
Yes.
Before he's just like, but actually I'm like really like well read and I know what I'm talking about. Right, I'm gonna cut to the heart
100
of it.
years old. Yeah,
and
exactly.
yours.
No, that's true. And then I'll grow a new one and put it in somebody else.
I'll just put it in a jar. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, someone brought it up in the chat, but like they did the High Evolutionary really well. They also did a completely different version.
Yeah.
I was sad that it wasn't just the guy, like that it was like a new guy who's an alien. But I was like, because I love the idea that the High Evolutionary was just some dude. Right. Who just went to a mountain and was like, me.
Yeah. But what about me?
But what about me? And like Essex is the same thing. But now it's like you can just do that.
Yeah.
But listen, before we jump into more reviews, I'd like to welcome our guest.
Just
get out of here.
Oh, I thought you were waiting for our second.
No, I think we're good. I think it's just Colin.
Okay,
which is fine.
Then I'm going to.
Which is great.
Goodbye.
Don't worry, Colin. But yeah, so let's jump into it. Welcome everybody to the show, Mr. Colin Kelly. Hey, Colin.
Hello.
What I like to do is really spring live onto my guests. I make them really, really uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. And I just wanted to let you know, Jack is going to be joining us.
Okay. I wasn't sure, which is why I pulled you on right away.
No,
I was
not
like,
a problem at all.
There've been a little bit of plane issues, as I understand.
Yes.
Some travel problems.
The hive mind is tragically remote from each other. We are kind of like the Wonder Twins in that when we're together, our powers are the strongest. Yes. But he is off on the other side of the country right now, trapped in Airport Nightmare Land.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if Jackson's coming, then if you want, I can relegate you back to the green room and we can resume this again in a few minutes if you like.
Well, I'm here. I'm happy to start. I'm happy to start you chatting.
That's true.
I'm happy to be relegated, no matter what however you guys want to dance. Right. But I'm here already. We might as well do some chit chatting.
Yeah. Why not? How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well.
Good.
I'm doing really well. I'm the father to a 2-year-old.
Oh boy, how hard has it been? Has it been what they say, or is it easier than they say? It's hard. It's hard, and I hate it. No, it's wonderful.
No, it's absolutely lovely. I mean, it's hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But then again, at one point we were writing 6 books for Marvel, so I know something that's a little bit hard.
Exactly, and that was the hardest thing you've ever done.
Right, exactly. So Marvel really comics really have trained me to be a father. I'd like to think.
Yeah. Well, and especially, I mean, I don't want to tell tales out of school here, but Marvel's particularly, I can imagine it is kind of a little bit like an indolent 2-year-old. But hey, Jackson Langston's here, everybody. Let's sweep that right under the rug. Thank you for joining us. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm coming to you live from the streets of Boston, so I apologize if there's some like street noise. I wasn't sure I'd be able to make it. Airline schedules conspired to make it so that I could, so I'm very happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Are you prepared to be here right now, or are you getting ready? I just want to make sure that you weren't like walking to a thing you were doing. All right.
I'm ready to go. I don't have a place to. I tried to find a quiet area, and this was the best I could get.
Yes.
I'm off Boston Common. I'm in a little alcove. It's the best.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Boston, by the way, beautiful city. I love when I can get there. Amazing aquarium, beautiful town. The people are also friendly. It's just great. Good food. But we're here to talk a little bit about 2 books in particular. One is my favorite Star Trek book I think I've ever read, which is The Last Starship, which is now wrapping up, which I'm sad to admit. But thank you, gentlemen, for this incredible book that I would love to know. Did you have a log line pitch when they were like, oh, we're taking ideas for Star Trek? Was there a like Kirk comes back, or was it just was there something a little more? Because that's what got me to read it. Was Kirk's coming back, but it turned out to be something else.
So I think it's funny actually. It really came around the other way. The book properly started because we had been on Star Trek proper on the flagship book for several years. We've been on year 5 before that. Everyone at Star Trek knew us and knew the passion that we had for this and how much we love not just this IP, but specifically like bringing this world to comic books and making it something that felt native to comics and making it something that felt exciting for fans and ideally brought comics readers over to Star Trek in the same way that it brought Star Trek readers over to comics, right? And so they were used to us and they kind of knew what was up. And it was like a stray comment. It's like when you're in a battle and there's like a stray bullet and you just like don't see it coming. That is what it was. It was this like stray bullet from Paramount where they said, hey, why is it that we can't do like a really cool, interesting, dark, apocalyptic Star Trek book? They like said that to we were walking around with like the head of Paramount Publishing, and she said it to us as we walked through San Diego Comic-Con. And we said, well, it's not that you can't, it's that it's very hard to bring apocalyptic tone to Star Trek because Star Trek is built on hope. So if you're going to do that story, it has to be about the genuine loss of that hope and the struggle to maintain it. And fortunately, Star Trek Discovery, which, very like divisive series even among the Star Trek community, but Star Trek Discovery had given us this incredible answer in the form of the burn.
Right.
And that's really where the pitch started.
That's incredible. I love stories that are the genesis is we were walking on the floor of Comic-Con and this thing that was ethereal, ephemeral, this concept that was just kind of like a what if we did this or what if someone did this? And then here you cut to like a year or two later, boom, there's a tangible product that is the thing manifest.
That is the story of so many of our projects. Jack and I have been going to Comic-Con for, between 15 to 20 years, depending on what new metrics you want to be working off of. But it's been our life. It's where we kind of really forged ourselves as fans and this kind of and built aligned ourselves in our creative vision. Right, it was driving to San Diego for 6 hours in traffic, dreaming about what our favorite X-Men team would be. And I think we've had, as we've kind of progressed, we break stories. So either at San Diego or New York Comic-Con, there are these wonderful places where we are out of our normal comfort zones, and then you are presented with these incredible opportunities to just wander, much like Jack is doing right now. And it's a really freeing time to just kind of create things that you love and ask what if. And the great thing is, if you're asking what if, and the other guy is like, whoa, what if?
Yeah.
Okay, now we know we're cooking with something. We're cooking with some gas.
Exactly. And that's where Kurt came from, right? Was we started cooking on this and we realized we had the burn and we talked about what it would be like to take a Star Trek series that was so very much the opposite of what we had been doing in Star Trek for all these years. First, we did the original series, just straight up. Year 5 was just season 5 of the original series, write it like you were writing a television show and just go. Star Trek Ongoing was the Avengers for Star Trek. Let's take all of our favorite characters from across the canon and let's bring them all together and do a big, like, sort of natural shared universe Star Trek book. And this, we were saying, well, nobody's alive that you would know. This is 100 years before Discovery, but several hundred years after Next Gen and Deep Space Nine. So what's going to make that audience connection? What's going to bring that thing that says, okay, you as a reader who doesn't know about the burn, maybe you didn't watch Discovery, maybe you don't understand what any of this means, and we just want to invite you in to discover this incredible new 100-year story that we're going to be telling. And we thought we'd really love to be able to anchor that on a few characters that feel fundamentally right for that era. And so we looked at a lot of the immortal characters. We looked at characters like the Trill, who have those symbiotes that they can pass along, or the Doctor, the hologram. A lot of characters, frankly, that have ended up on Starfleet Academy for exactly the same reason, right? And we kind of like X'd them out one by one as we sort of said, yeah, we don't really feel like there's enough runway. It doesn't really feel like there's enough runway. It doesn't feel like the character's quite right. And then it was 2 characters in particular who ended up locking in and really becoming the central emotional core of the book, kind of to our surprise, because we had created this character, Delacorte Sato, our captain, who was supposed to be the central core, a character who was slowly losing hope and dealing with what it meant to become obsolete in your own time. But what actually ended up really becoming the central emotional core of the book was Agnes Girardi, a character from the first couple of seasons of Star Trek Picard, not even season 3, the one that everybody loves and speaks to all the time, but the first 2 seasons. And then James Kirk, a character who really we picked not only because he was where we started on Star Trek, so it felt like he should be where we ended. If we were going to stop writing Star Trek after like 7 years for a little bit, which is what we're doing, we're putting down our pips for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we knew we were going to do that. It felt like Kirk was the right guy to do that. And then and then Girardi gave us this incredible way in by recreating him with Borg technology. And then we had the Kirk. Then what we really knew we were cooking with something, because then not only did we have a Kirk who didn't know really who he was and he could go on a journey, but we also had a guy for whom the burn would hurt the most. Like a guy who, when you looked at him, you were like, you built this. You built the Federation. This whole utopia, this galaxy-wide utopia was built on your hard work and your determination. And now you're going to watch it burn. And it was a lot like thinking about like what it must be, what it would be like to like bring, I don't know, Benjamin Franklin, like to America right now and be like,
exactly.
Does this reflect what you thought? Is this, and maybe I have that on my mind because I'm in Boston, but truthfully, does this reflect what you thought it was going to be? And we thought that's enough to really drive a series. And while we expected a ton of pushback from Star Trek, like the brand, I think once they understood what we were trying to do and that we weren't out to character assassinate Kirk or like make him into something he wasn't, but rather really reflect his values on the burn, they gave us, effectively carte blanche to tell this very dangerous story. And we've been very thankful to them ever since.
Well, we've been thankful for it, man. It's one of my favorite Star Trek, anythings in a long, long time. Love it.
Thank you.
Very sad to see it end, but congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you. If it's any consolation, it is the ending we always intended. We never planned on this going past 12. 12 was always the goal. Maybe it's because we came up at DC with Tom King, but 12-issue maxi series are kind of our jam. Like we love them and we always try to aim for them. So this was us really trying to do what Tom had done at DC over here at Star Trek.
Sure. Well, tell me more, speaking of 12-issue maxis, or at the very least about kind of like self-contained original things, you also have a book coming out from IDW Dark called You'll Never Leave This Place Alive, which I had the pleasure of reading the first issue of. Can you give us kind of like the log line? Like, what was your pitch for this that can get people to kind of understand what the premise is before we jump into kind of specifics and art and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So You'll Never Leave This Place Alive is our brand new horror story. It's kind of completes our horror trifecta that started with Wolf, which is our story of vampire, our story of werewolves, Principles of Necromancy, which was really our story about kind of a Frankenstein's monster, and now You'll Never Leave This Place Alive, which is thematically a story about vampires. It's not about vampires, but thematically what we are looking at is the toxic traits of what it takes to refuse to let go of a world that is moving you by. The kind of toxic traits of the elder generations, leeching the younger of everything that makes us vital. So this is the story of 5 teenagers who grow up in an independent community, an intentional community, which some might call a cult. As they grow up within the community and they approach their 18th birthdays, these are kids who only know each other. They're each other's best friends. They're each other's lovers. All they know is each other and their parents. And as they approach their 18th birthday, kind of preparing for something called the Ascendance Trial, which is something that they've been building to all their lives, they think that they're about to take a step out into the wider world, but instead, as they crunch down on these specifically designed psychedelics that their parents have been growing for them, they realize that there's so much worse and that their future is not at all going to be what they expect, as their parents turn the tables on them and begin hunting them for their own nefarious purposes.
Nice. Yeah, that having read the first issue, I can tell you that is you gave away a lot, but it is it is such a haunting read that I think speaks to the moment we're in now, because I can't imagine anyone who was born in the last century who won't have some kind of a kinship with the themes and the ideas that are presented in this about an elder generation that is just like refusing to let go and harvesting the younger generation instead of looking at them as like a, some kind of an arc for their, for their ideals and their genetic material. Instead, it's like, no. I need to captain the ship, though. Like, I'm gonna stick around here. Just a rough book with Heather Vaughn doing the art on that one, which I think is such a great choice to make it that much more grounded and also dark. Dark and horror centric.
I think one of the things that I really love about what Heather brought to the book from the start, and Heather is, I think, she was brought to us by Heather Antos, our editor, who we have the utmost trust in, right? We've worked with her for years. We sort of talk about her as like she's the only person we've ever worked with who like she's earned a Hive Mind jacket. Like she's one of us. We're all actually getting in the writer's room on something new together in a couple of weeks, and it'll be the first time ever that Colin and I will have gotten in a writer's room with just one other person and really dug in on something. And that's the process by which we've really achieved a synthesis with Heather. She brought us Heather Vaughn, and sort of from the beginning, even after a list of other creators, said, look, I really think Heather Vaughn's the person. And I think the reason for that, especially now that we've seen up through issue 2, and now we're starting to see the art coming through issue 3, is that Heather is, her characters are extremely, as you said, like grounded and relatable and kind of YA in that classic YA sense. Like they feel like a book that you could be reading next to like a Raina Telgemeier book, right? They are not horror protagonists. This is not a horror artist. We're not bringing you a Martin Simmons and trying to say like, and this is gonna, or like a Dave McKean and being like, and this is another horror book. Instead, what we're doing is we're bringing you an artist who's really a little bit like has a sense of softness, has a sense of humanity, has a sense of youth. And then when she starts pushing those punches, because Heather is also an incredible horror fan and horror artist and really knows how to push that, her palette just opens up into this really, as you said, the book hits hard. And that was always the intention. We always wanted a book that not like sucker punched you, right? Because I don't want to be cruel.
That's
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
The goal is not to be. Have you ever read like Mark Miller's Chosen? Right. Like I'm not trying to like gut punch you, but the
sorry, couldn't hold my face in because couldn't hold on to my reaction.
but the point is to make you fall in love with these kids and their world in the same way that the kids are in love with each other and the world, and then show you how unsafe that world truly is. And I don't know if that's especially relevant to us as Colin has become a parent, as we've had more to talk about in this. This book was conceived well before Milo was born, and I think that's a real it's been a real boon, I think, to the book that we're going through this in our own lives as we talk about it. But that betrayal by your parents is something we've essayed in our work a few times over Kang and things like this, but this is the first time that I think we've really done it with no holds barred, where we've just gone as brutal and as straightforward as we can, because we're going to do this whole story in 3 issues. We're gonna be telling you a whole horror story, and this thing has an ending, and it's always had an ending, and that ending is that ending also does not pull punches.
I think that's the cool thing I wanted to tag in and say. We started talking about format, like, oh yeah, it's a 12 issue. Like this is 3 acts, baby. Fans, but fans can know. The first issue is 40 pages, so it's a oversized, super beefy first issue in order to fall in love with those characters, so we can start breaking your hearts. And then each of the other 2 issues are going to be oversized and super beefy. So by the end of it, you're going to have a 3-part story that's going to feel like a feature film. It's got this really epic cinematic, epic emotionally cinematic scope to it, all through that lens of Heather's gentle kindness / absolute tragic brutality. So, like, we love a format. We love doing an interesting format, man. We started this conversation, Jack, before you hopped on. I made the joke about writing 6 books for Marvel. And there's something absolutely brutalizing about writing ongoings that die after 4. So it's like, do not tell story. Like, figure out how long you want to tell your story. Tell as much of it as you can, obviously, but like, do not fall into the trap of telling a story that could last forever. Right? Get in, get out, tell your story like you want to, and then trust yourself that there could be more story to continue. But you better deliver a solid emotional arc in the time you have. Otherwise, you're kind of robbing everybody.
It's true. Yeah. And your audience recognizes it as well. I think you're right. Your audience knows when you've delivered something that's authentic and also that you didn't take them for granted. And I think that's also a testament to your longevity as a writing duo and with your contributions to comics as it is. When does this book first drop? Like, when can we get the first beefy 40-page issue?
That would be November. We just got it in an email.
October. Yes. This is that funny part where you ask us for a release date and we immediately blue screen as creators because all we're concerned
we've been here before.
No, I know You'll Never Leave This Place Alive. It comes out October 14th because that is very, very close to my son's birthday. And I keep making the joke that we're going to have a You'll Never Leave This Place Alive themed birthday for him.
Excellent. So we'll he can speak the words. You'll have
hunt him.
You can play road game.
Yeah, exactly. We'll circle him and do the words. It'll be really cool. For those of you who don't know the words, get psyched for Never Leave This Place Alive. You'll learn a whole new game to play with your friends, and you'll learn a whole new set of words to say when you want to be super culty.
Yeah, do not play road game.
Do not play road game. Do not play road game. Legally, I am bound to tell you, don't play the road game.
Exactly. Yeah, and well, we're sad to see you leave Star Trek for a while, but we're glad that you stayed.
No doors closed, windows open.
I want to be super clear because I think
you're not like.
Sometimes
I hate Star Trek now, and I'm never going to touch it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like we're like smoke bombing our way out. That's certainly not the case. Star Trek remains an open door to us. In fact, we literally read issue 1 of Chris Cantwell's new run today, and we're talking to him already about like what can we do to help you out? Like, can we support wherever? It's going to be a great new run. The people who are coming into Star Trek between him and Charlie J. Anders are all doing really incredible work across the franchise. So I think for us, it was really an idea that we wanted to open up some space for other creators. We've been sitting in this captain's chair for a long time now. It'll be effectively 8 years by the time we leave the book. And so it felt like now was the time to open up that space, let other people come in. This was our dream job. It was the thing that we wanted more than anything in comics was to sort of relaunch and overhaul the way that Star Trek made comics. And fortunately, we met Heather Antos, who had the same goal, and we all were able to do this together. And I'm so happy to see the next generation, and Chris is older than us, but you get it. The next generation come in and like play that out. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we leave, we will have written the second most Star Trek comics of any creator that's ever been on the franchise. There's one other who's written more than us. That's Mike Johnson, who we know, he's a friend. He's known us since we were in our 20s. We're old buds. I'm coming for you, Mike. Like someday we're gonna have
more Star Trek 15 issues or something.
I think we're
that's
gonna end up
easy.
short. I think we're going to be ending up short by about 15 issues. So at some point or another, I would love to come back, and I would love for us to be able to anchor this down and sort of hit that number, just for the sake of it, right? But I'm not. But I don't want to do it until we have a story that we really think is worth telling and is worth everybody's time. And I think the thing that Last Starship did was it forced us to leave everything on the field. I don't have another great Star Trek comic in my back pocket. I don't think Colin does either. I think we've told every great story that we had when we set out to do this. And so give us a few years, and I'm sure we'll be back to banging down the door at IDW and Star Trek, asking them to let us come back and do something great and new.
Sure.
But ultimately, I think it was the right time to step, and it was the right time to start focusing on creator-owned work, on original stories, because truthfully, we've spent the better part of the last decade writing stories for other people, for DC, for Marvel, for Star Trek, and even now for Dungeons and Dragons, which I said we weren't going to do, and then the minute they said, "Hey, do you want to do D&D?" we were like, "We must."
Done.
But overall,
Alex Sanchez, IO2K, thank you for your excitement on D&D.
We're very excited.
We'll be taking that over for a Dark Horse pretty soon.
But overall, I think our entire goal right now is to spend the next couple of years telling new stories and opening up new territory. And then when we're ready, when we're inspired, when we really feel like we have something to say, we will come back to the stories that formed us and try to add our next 2 cents.
Excellent.
Which is why I am proud to announce Tuvix, absolute Tuvix, coming soon.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. Yeah, actually, it's funny. You have another comment. I love watching the comments, by the way, when I'm on these things. I don't log in. I don't like to participate, but I do just love engaging with the fans. It's one of my little. I love it. But
same.
Ernie Town 54212 points out that, like, hey, after age 30, give away the toys. And I think, like, yes, we were talking about that with "You'll Never Leave This Place Alive," right?
Yes.
You have to make room for your children, otherwise you're just fucking taking up all the air.
Exactly.
But similarly, that's exactly how we felt with Star Trek. It was like, look, man, we did great work here. Now I'm excited to see what people are able to pick up with that thing that we've left on the table. So, exactly, right? It's all about it. If there's one lesson you get here, it's don't overstay your welcome.
That's
right?
fair. That's fair.
Show up, do good work, leave the party at your peak. Don't stick around till 2 a.m. No one wants you to be the last guy at the party.
Yeah, they don't want you to help them clean up. They just get out of there.
Just leave. We don't need that help.
Yes, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for making this the easiest interview as always. It's such a pleasure to have you gentlemen here. Have a safe travel. Good luck with your son and all the joys that come with being two. And congratulations on You'll Never Leave This Place Alive and the end of Act, let's say 2 of Star Trek for you gentlemen.
Thanks so much.
I like that. I like that.
Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for being here, man.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye-bye. And there you have it, everybody. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, the last Starship. If you want to see, get on the last Starship to the end of the book, whatever. If you want to see the end of the book, pick it up. It's from IDW, or if you want to check out You'll Never Leave This Place Alive, it is also on sale from IDW in October.
Awesome.
So I would recommend contacting your local comic book store and telling them you want a copy.
Heck yeah.
Because it's really fun. I read the first issue, and I will say it was haunting and emblematic of what you'd expect from,
Love that.
From this duo.
Love that.
So yeah, thanks for being here, Tiffany.
I'm back.
It's great to have you, as
Thanks.
always. So yeah, there's gonna be an X-Men movie. We're very excited.
Cool. Do you want to chat about
some comics? Or
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk about some.
Or do you want to chat about some shows?
I think we should talk about shows.
I thought I was going to suggest. You said comics.
I did. Well, all right. So X-Men 97.
Yeah.
The animated series, which was not without its own set of controversies and issues.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, one of the showrunners, creators, writers had some online issues. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
But their name was attached to the show up until like the very end, and it doesn't matter. Point is, like, the show was not without its like share of controversy. Besides the fact that it's like an animated show that was based on a thing for children.
I'm just playing with my hair.
The X-Men 97 season 2. We watched the whole thing.
Yes, we did.
It is a continuation of the first season, obviously, but also no voice actor changes, some creative shifts, which were kind of noticeable towards the latter half of the second season. But overall, what'd you think of season 2?
I liked it.
Right.
What was really funny is you were like, let's watch it. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And it was for me too. It's because like I really like Gambit from the animated series. So once he was like gone out of the first season, I was just like, okay, well. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Right. So I was like a little less excited. Yeah. But like I want to say like partway through it really won me over. Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Like I definitely was more interested in it. Mm-hmm. And maybe I just also took it for granted that it was back. Yeah. Like I feel like the first season I was like, oh my God, they brought it back. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. And then this I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Right. Like it wasn't. It was good. Like they took just like they always done. They took a bunch of storylines and they made them their own. Yes, and condensed them heavily. Yeah. I feel similarly. I was not as hyped for this season as I was for the first season, probably for the same reason that you described, which is just that I was like really excited to see that show come back. I love the animation style. Similarly, in this season, I'm happy to see that it really continued. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that it really like reinvented the wheel or even improved, but it was still an animation style that I like or prefer to Marvel's other forays into animation today, like Friendly Neighborhood or
What If. Two completely different animation styles, which I'm not a fan of in either respect. This one I'd rather watch like a multitude of shows based on this design.
Sure.
Though again, I'd throw all this in the trash if they just bring back Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes and let that team do it.
Sure.
More fluid, similar, consistent style, whatever. Fantastic writing. But and by the way, if X-Men 97 season 3 is looking for more writers, call Chris Yost, call Comic Book People, and get them into the right, the driver's seat, because even Babylon 5 creator J. Michael Straczynski wrote a couple of Real Ghostbusters episodes. But yeah, voice cast, everybody did a great job.
100%.
Cable was a little grating.
Yeah, I was just like, wow.
It was just like, you're doing a thing, and it's just very like, it's a little too consistent, honestly.
I think what it is like, if you take Cable and you distill it down,
he's
kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, more so.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're just like, why do people like him? And it's like, well, because we had to really distill it down. It's not spread out.
Yeah. It's so funny that there's actually some controversy about Cable right now in the comic space.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Rob Liefeld came out, as he often does, and said that anyone who claims ownership of Cable or the direction he went in or any of his characterization is all his. Anybody who claims otherwise is a liar and a poacher and creatively bankrupt, like Jim Lee, for example, or Whils Potasio, or any number of other key luminaries who may have contributed to Cable's character as opposed to just the design, which even the design for Cable was stolen by Rob Liefeld, allegedly.
From him or
away from him, actually, because if you look at a book, I believe it was drawn by Walt Simonson. It was a Star Wars book. There's a bounty hunter character who is just Cable.
No,
from
really?
the 80s, yeah.
Wow.
Just like wholesale. I didn't even know that existed until someone pointed it out, and I was like, that's unmistakable. Like, half face is a robot. It got the glowing like yellow eye, holding a big gun. It's just like a lot of whatever. But anyway, people are talking about Cable right now, and it was just funny that we were like, oh yeah, and Cable kind of sucks in the show, and it's by the way, not like in a way where he's inconsistent or a bad character. It's more just like, shut up, Cable. Apocalypse also, big opening, whimpery ending.
Yeah, I guess
like him taking over Gambit and being like, I'm like,
again, they're doing something different.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
There was a moment though. There was a moment in that show.
You were so hyped.
I was like, oh my god, they're doing. No, we're doing something different.
They did something else,
I should
which
have
is
known.
still fun.
I should have known. I'm like,
yeah, they brought in.
Why would I expect it to be the one for anything? And I was like, it never is, and that's fine.
But they implied that Apocalypse had a great love in the past, and you were like, oh, here we go. No, it was the external, which isn't a name, and she was, I think, originally made up. It doesn't matter, but she was from that great Gambit episode from the original X-Men animated series. I was like, oh, that's fun. The one who lives in a swamp, and comes out and gets little boxes every couple of years. That's
gotta bring the tithes.
Gotta get the tithe, Bobby. When we got back to Bob, I was like, oh, it's Bobby and Belladonna. Hell yeah, man. I would have traded half this season for just big Brood Trouble in the Big Easy.
Yeah, but they wanted to do 90s, like big 90s. That wasn't
Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
I'm just saying, I don't think that was as big as dealing with anything Apocalypse or you know what I mean? Like they picked the thing that were like, let's just deal with Apocalypse.
And then they ran out of 90s stuff, so they were like, oh, I guess we'll just keep going into the 2000s. Like here's E's for Extinction and all the outfits and X Corp and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but we'll still tether it to the 90s.
We'll make it 95.
But we'll make it 95. Yeah.
Okay. This was. There's a moment in the show, in like one of the last few episodes, where I was like, this is the most like callback to the 90s without it even calling back. It's just a tonal thing or a decision or like Apocalypse is like, I have to, find them at their
most vulnerable.
The 1990s. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, that is so the original show just creeping in there.
Yes.
Being like, here's something ridiculous for a character.
Well, it's such a trailer line because they used it in the trailer and they were like, the 90s, we got to go there. Like, yeah. I'm shocked that they didn't put in any line. There's a line that was from every 90s movie, which is, hey, it's the 90s. As if to say, like, we're in the future now. And I would have loved to if anyone said that. But, yeah. But I Apocalypse declaring the decade was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time like setting up Sunspot and Jubilee, and we're just like, nah. And it's like, you know what, good. Like, and like the other season, here's a Wolverine episode.
You gotta have a Wolverine episode. I like Bishop. I like the idea of Bishop and Polaris.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's like, why not? Because Bishop's love life is the last thing anyone could possibly care about. So, sure, how about Polaris? Also, because I don't have a lot of Polaris stories to pull from, so here's this. As long as she's not with Iceman, we don't care. But yeah, it was a weird... It was a fun show that I really appreciated, and I enjoyed every episode. But I was also like, all right, like... I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, I mean, so I liked the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone.
People did not like the ending. They were mad. People are upset.
Well, I understand why. There's probably a big reason why. But if you're me and you're a fan of two very specific characters, you clap your hands and you say yay.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was me.
Yeah.
Sorry, fans of another character.
Beautiful ending for one character, which I'm like, oh, great.
Literally made me cry.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, we're watching it, I was like,
yeah,
I'm crying at this stupid cartoon.
Yeah, I know. And but what's great about it is like, Krakoa's coming. If the show doesn't get canceled, Krakoa's coming. Although outrageous, because no Onslaught.
That's okay.
No Onslaught. Now that being said, if they did Onslaught, it'd be one episode, maybe two. And
right.
No Onslaught, no Age of Apocalypse. I was shocked. And
they took a bunch of things and they kind of combined it.
They did, but they should have done
they kind of did though.
Yeah,
like, they did kind of do Onslaught, sort of.
Yeah, but they didn't. Like, you gotta do it.
I don't
look. Eric's still gone. Chuck is still being foreshadowed.
And they could.
There's a shot where you can see his helmet.
If you think about the idea, what is Onslaught really?
He's a combination of Xavier and Magneto. Yeah,
of like a hero and a villain.
Right.
Did we not do that?
Yeah, we did that. That ain't a
But and people didn't know.
That's true. Yeah, and they were surprised by it.
Yeah.
No, it's true. But I still think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do it. It's just a question of when. It's gonna take another 3 years, but I hope it's cool.
Yeah, it felt short.
It did feel short, and I think it was one episode shorter than the last season, but still, and I think the last episode also was twice as long. So it actually is shorter than the last season. Okay. Yeah, it did feel short. One of the things that I mentioned to you early on during this show was it's almost a mistake to do this show at all when you are trying to relaunch the X-Men as a franchise in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because you're giving away the store. You're basically showing everyone every X-Men story in a 22-minute format.
So here's what I
with
think,
the best costumes and animation style comparatively.
And that's why I think that they're doing Sinister, because I think they're banking on the fact that you, as a newer fan, aren't watching the original ones.
Right.
And if you are, those already, then you're just gonna be happy to see it live action.
Yeah.
They don't care.
No.
People really do have all right, so it's just I read the comic, it was great. I read the book, it was great. Awesome. Everybody wants it to be what? They want to be live action.
Yes.
If they make an animated adaptation of something, that's awesome. Wouldn't it be great to see live action? That's always the next stage.
It's been that way for 50 years.
They don't care if they're giving away the store.
No, because realistically, if they did, they did. They one of the best. It's not even a debate. The best adaptation from the comics of the Dark Phoenix Saga or the Phoenix Saga is still the X-Men cartoon from the 90s. End of story, full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Both movies, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Not only terrible, they're bad movies, and they're bad interpretations of the Phoenix Saga. And as much as I'd love to see the MCU do it, there are other things you could do. And you could always allude to it or build towards it or do something. But I feel like at this point now, if Jean goes oh, and they play a scree behind her, the audience is going to throw their friggin' milk duds at the screen. They're going to be like, no more. It's enough. Is this the only thing Jean's known for? Yes. It's the most interesting thing that's ever happened to Jean Grey. And the costume is banger.
It's
the best costume. I think it's top 3 best X-Men costumes. Is the Phoenix?
Okay.
But it's just like,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
I couldn't name any right now, but I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm saying.
I'm just.
I know. I hear you.
This is a separate show.
Nightcrawler.
This is a separate show.
Yeah.
This is a separate show.
Yeah, that's a great show. We should do that. But yeah,
that's ours.
But X-Men 97 season 2, I liked it. I didn't love it. I think I like season 1 more. I think because it was like such a seismic moment.
Mm-hmm.
I still want the X-Men 97 treatment for the rest. I said this to you the last episode. You could tell they want to make a Spider-Man show so bad.
Oh, well, I mean, the morph of it all was amazing.
Yeah, great little callbacks and references. You never know what he's going to turn into.
Yes.
But, I mean, he turned into effing Doc Ock from the 90s cartoon show. Like, they want to do it. And me too. But do it with this animation and with the creative team that made, like, at least, you know, some of this. Don't get the what if people. Mm-hmm. They don't know what they're doing. And also, I don't know what they can do. Like, I don't know what the deals are. I know that, like, they can't do, like, full length. They have to be, like, at least, they'd be, like, under 30 minutes long or something like that, or some weird provisions. Their Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon show is, like, the perfect distillation of, like, the deal with Sony about, like, what they can and cannot adapt and what they can do. But I don't care for Friendly Neighborhood at all. I think it's fine. I saw a trailer for it from D23 of all places, and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, overall, I think there's literally been one Spider-Man cartoon you've really been a fan of.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's like not surprising to me that you're just not.
I grew up on / appreciated the 94 one. Like, I loved that cartoon when I was a child. But even then I was like, why are they reusing so much animation? Why is this so repetitive?
Was very different.
Yeah. I could tell the difference between like animation studios who were doing like Tiny Toon Adventures, like segments where I'm like, oh, it's this team.
Yeah,
they don't look like balls.
Yeah, and I know you liked Spectacular.
I love Spectacular is my favorite.
Yeah,
but like I did not love the MTV cartoon. I'm very critical of the 94 cartoon. I don't like Ultimate Spider-Man whatsoever. I really don't care for, but I appreciate at least Friendly Neighborhood insofar as it's a well-constructed narrative. I just don't care about it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and 81 Spider-Man.
Not really a big surprise that you're like.
Yeah, that I'm like, give me friggin'. But I'll take a continuation of 94, especially with like today's sensibilities. Be really fun. Plus, Christopher Daniel Barnes is still great. Like, he still sounds like Peter.
Okay.
We're not talking about X-Men anymore.
No, let's continue talking about X-Men.
Yeah. You know, the promise and the threat of what was to come for the season, I think, kind of overshadowed what the season became. You know, like, look at the poster for this, and you see like No-Nose Wolverine with the bandana and the bone claws. Barely a footnote, not even really a thing. Doesn't even not have a nose. Even the Weapon X Lies and Videotape episode, or I'm sorry, Laserdisc, I think was the name of the episode. Fun, and they use the Brood fantastically. It's just a hodgepodge of things, of movies that these guys like, and so do we. So it worked out great. But still, you know, like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
you know, I don't love that. You know, Wolverine gets his adamantium back from Apocalypse, and they were like, we're not going to do that, though, because we need him to bring back Gambit with Apocalypse. So Wolverine can do this. And it's like, okay, all right. You know, like, it always feels like a little weird. It's not bad. I'm not criticizing the show.
No.
I'm just saying that, like, I didn't love it the way that I think they expected me to when they were like, ladies and gentlemen, season 2, you're welcome.
Yeah, here it is. Behold.
Yeah. I appreciated a lot of like the Ascani stuff. I want to say Gates McFadden plays old Rachel Summers, which is friggin' dope.
I have no idea. What I do like though is that I'm over here thinking about how I'm like, you look at that poster and it's just like, or that cover, and you're just like, wow, look at this. That looks like the 90s show. That is what I want, right? And then you realize you're like, that's X-Men right there. And then you're like, but everything I got is also very X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you can't say that like they didn't
deliver.
Yeah, that they didn't deliver on like an X-Men experience.
Yeah. No, they gave a fully authentic X-Men experience. It wasn't the one that we expected, and it might not even have been the one they promised, but it still holds up. And I think it works well enough. Controversial ending, I couldn't care less. I really don't understand why people are upset, but like, I also don't care, and I'm not going to hear it.
The end of the show, or like the post-credit?
Oh, the end of the show. What was the post-credit again? That's how remarkable it was to me.
No, it was pretty fun. It was the return of another character who we hadn't seen in a minute, who is related to a couple of other characters in the show. I'm trying to not ruin the post credits. Let's just.
We just watched it 2 days ago, and I don't remember.
Okay, what if I could change what I look like?
Oh yeah, that was a nothing post. That was like, how dare you? Because like for the whole season, we're like, oh, this person is that person, and then they went like, yeah, it is now. What?
I don't know. I think
it's cool that it's cool that character's
they didn't want to make it too complex.
I guess that character's great. That design was fantastic. I would like to see that character in more, and that's cool. But it didn't really sell anything. You know, it's just kind of like a thing that happened that could have happened. That could have been the post-credit scene in literally any episode of the show. It doesn't really tease anything. It didn't tee up what was happening. Like, which is the other thing. Like season 3, if there is one, I don't know anything about, like whether it's greenlit or not. It could be anything. Like, and I think people would salivate on any of these pitches. The pitch could be the whole season's Age of Apocalypse. It opens with David or something.
Didn't they do that already?
No.
They didn't do Age of Apocalypse in the original?
No, it didn't happen yet.
Why do I in my head, why do I feel like I saw it like there?
I don't know. You never did.
What?
They went to Days of Future Past. But they didn't do the alternate future or present.
Okay.
Where, you know, Wolverine has one hand and he's married and he's with Jean and, you know, Sabretooth's an X-Man and stuff. Like, no.
Days of Future Past had Wolverine and Storm together.
Yes.
Which is like,
and they did that on the show.
That's my headcanon.
I know. Much to the chagrin of T'Challa. It was like, please, anyone but Wolverine. But yeah, but Age of Apocalypse, you could do the whole show, like literally just like it's Age of Apocalypse. And then at the end, they save the day.
Yeah.
And they change it back. Actually, you could do both. It's Age of Apocalypse, where you just watch that reality, and then they do something and change it back, and then it goes back. And then Charles becomes Onslaught.
That's where you're at. I'm just like, Krakoa. Just do that.
Krakoa should be season 4.
I mean, it could be season 3. We'll just skip all that crap.
I think they will. I suspect they will. I don't want...
Why would you even want Onslaught?
I want to see it. Because Onslaught looks awesome.
But you read it.
Yeah. And I was punished for it, for having read it, because it's terrible. But if you just... Because every X-Men story, if you distill it into 3 episodes or less, is epic and awesome. Like, Days of Your Past is 2 issues.
Yeah.
And then they kept making events. No.
Yeah.
If you made Onslaught a 3 episode or 2 episode thing, it'd be awesome. It wouldn't end the same way. It couldn't end the same way because it can't end with Heroes Reborn. You can't have like all the.
Well, that's the problem.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I guess they just change it.
They just change it like they did with everything. Age of Apocalypse. I don't love Age of Apocalypse. I feel like it went on too long, and I don't think it did at all. It just felt like it. But I want to see that in animation. It's so ingrained. They made Hugh Jackman wear that awful outfit from Age of Apocalypse. They didn't put him in like an alley, but it's like they made him wear that. People want it. I want to see that Jean. She has like a phoenix tattoo over her eye. It's awesome. She's a bob. She's never looked cooler except in the Phoenix outfit.
I really liked her in Ultimate Wolverine.
Oh yeah, she's great. Yeah, that's very new. You know,
I'm just saying, like, I think she looks really cool there.
She looks really cool there too. Yeah.
And honestly, I thought her Krakoa outfit was pretty good too.
I don't remember it at all.
No, I liked it.
But
it's okay.
But yeah, Krakoa would be cool. Is that your pitch or suspicion? Is that season 3? Will be Krakoa?
I don't know. I am influenced again by Rivals and their embracing
their love
of
it. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they'll look at that and be like, well, people already know what that is.
That's true.
So like they're already familiar with it. Well, there's a percentage of people who are familiar with it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will do some version of Onslaught. It'll probably like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I really do believe it's like Age of Apocalypse will be 3 episodes. The first episode won't even be Age of Apocalypse. They'll set it up. And then the next episode, it'll be in the Age of Apocalypse future or present. And you'll be like, what? Right. And then the 3rd episode, it'll end.
Sure.
And then it'll transition right over to Onslaught. And then that'll be 2 episodes. And now you got 7 episodes. Like, let's go. You know? Yeah. And then you can wrap it up with Krakoa, where it's like we've effed everything up.
Yeah, but now what you're doing is you're dangling the thing that I want that may never happen. We may not get a season 4.
I know. We might not even get season 3 for that matter, based on how
I know, but I'll get Onslaught, and that's all I mentioned.
No, I'm just saying they made a great action figure recently that I want to pick up.
Of Onslaught?
Yeah, he looks great.
Really?
I mean, because he always looks great until he turns into a stupid thought monster. Like original Onslaught, first thing, Joe Mad Onslaught, awesome. Anyway, yeah.
So 97.
Are you hoping for a season 3? Like, does this dash your hopes or thoughts or interest in a season 3? Or you're like, no, bring it on, let's go?
I mean, like I said, it made me like cry. So no, I bring it on.
Yeah.
It, like I said, like maybe my enthusiasm wasn't at the same level as its like first return, but like that's so impossible to compare the two in a way. Like you really have to just look at it through the storytelling lens only, and that's so difficult because there's so much excitement about this concept.
Yes.
Of bringing this back, of resurrecting it like a phoenix.
Indeed.
So it's like hard for me to measure that excitement from the first season versus this. So I think I'd like to see a third season just to kind of like really get a true temperature.
That's a good point. I mean, I think it's time for a season 3. I think it's also well past time for a 97 universe. Like, stop with the like cameos and the will they won't they's. Like Avengers 97, Spider-Man 97. Let's go. Okay, like come on, that's enough. Yeah, enough's enough. Like, even if it's just special edition. What was it? One of the things they said about I don't know if it was D23 or before that, but they were talking about how basically whatever you see from Marvel TV that's coming out next is the last thing you're going to see from Marvel TV. Like, we're done.
Okay, yeah.
Like Vision Quest. That's one of the last live action properties.
They're actually still making that?
They made it.
Oh.
And everyone's in it. Like all the robots. Ultron, James Spader is coming back. Jarvis from the Peggy Carter show.
Oh. What?
Yeah. Well, because Vision isn't Jarvis. So, yeah.
Interesting.
And Friday. And they're all people and they live in his head or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I was like, oh, Jarvis, yay. Plus James Spader just being like, hey, I'm not written by, let's see what he's like when he's not written by Joss Whedon. I'm sure it'll be way more fun. But the Wonder Man canceled. Like, basically they're like, we're going to make more cartoons. They're cheaper and easier to make. And but we're not going to stop making live action stuff, but there'll be more like a Werewolf by Night, where it's like, here's a 45-minute presentation. Like, here's a thing that will probably set up a movie. Or not.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's what I wanted you to do in the first place. Like, when we saw Werewolf by Night, I'm like, this is it. You figured it out. And they were like, no, another show. Like, here's this. I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Obviously, they can't even get Blade working.
They can't even make a Blade movie.
We're not talking about that.
No.
We're here to talk about
X-Men 97 and how good it was. It was nice.
We had a good time.
Good job.
Let's talk about the other show.
Yes, the other show. Lanterns.
Is the ring over here?
Yes.
Yay.
Lanterns from HBO Max, I guess. This debuted the other day. First episode. And I think it was yesterday. What were your thoughts on what were your initial thoughts on the first episode, the pilot?
My initial thought, is that prior to watching it?
No. Like, what are your first thoughts having watched the show?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Hang on, I want to make a note though. I'm not a Green Lantern reader.
No.
So I wanna just make sure we asterisk that. Not a Green Lantern reader on the regular.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there we go. I thought it was a great show.
Yeah.
For the great first episode.
Yes.
Anyway.
It is. This show is everything I thought it was going to be. And I think it's great. Like, was this going to be a super serial, it's True Detective, cowboy hat, Midwest movie? I don't think it's Midwest, but it's still like, show about people in the dirt who are mad and like screwing each other over. And like, it's about like people.
Yeah.
Yes. It's everything I said. Oh, they're just going to do this. Yes. And also, it's well made, it's well written, it's well acted, it's well directed. And there's more Lanterns stuff in it than I would have expected. And I'm happy about that. I think it's a nice medium. It's almost a perfect medium between like what Warner Brothers wants to make and what we all want to see. Because like Warner Brothers is like, oh, I'm so sorry I have to make a Batman movie. Oh man, can we just make it about Joker? Like Warner Brothers has always been like, oh man, I hate these stupid superheroes. Can it be Harry Potter though? And that's on full display in this Lantern show where they're like, don't call it Green Lantern, that's lame. Green Lantern, that's stupid. Lanterns though. That being said, they don't shy but in the show they don't shy away from it at all. Like,
sure,
except that Hal hates himself and the job will kill you and make you crazy. And it's like a miserable experience being a superhero. Oh, woe is me. I have power from beyond the stars and I'm so mad about it. Oh, darn. It's not escapism.
See, I think we have a different. There's one episode. I have a different take on why Hal is like this.
Oh, sure. Oh, and we're gonna find out. You were like, oh, I love what the framing device, the big ending,
yes,
and how they're gonna do it.
I think everything's very cleverly done. I do know, based on conversations that you've had, that Tom King watched a lot of the same shows, like police procedurals my mom used to watch, and ergo I absorbed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a kid and something's on and you're just absorbing it even though it's not for you.
Right.
And so going into this, I was just I'm expecting. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I think I only saw maybe one thing for this.
Yeah, we didn't watch much. We watched one trailer.
But as we're watching it, I was just oh my God, I can see exactly what we're doing. Obviously, we've read quite a few Tom King comics. I really liked how simultaneously very grounded and not grounded.
Yes,
that this is this is a perfect mashup. I do appreciate them. I think calling it Lanterns is actually very smart because, all right, if I may bring in my colleagues, in terms of a quick story, I was having lunch with them a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
and we were talking about they're newer. We're getting to know each other.
Yes.
We're chit-chatting about movies and superhero movies came up, and we're talking about how excited they were for Spider-Man, hadn't come out yet, and how much they weren't really into the DC stuff as much.
Yeah.
But they made a joke. They're like, "Oh, you think they're going to make another Green Lanterns movie? Haha, that movie was so bad."
Yeah.
That was what they had in their brains.
Yes.
Right. And I was like, "Well,
in 2011 they made a bad Green Lantern movie."
I was like, "Well, they're making a Green Lantern show called Lanterns," and they're like, "What?" They hadn't heard about it.
Yep. And you're it comes out in a week.
But if you think about the association that these two people who don't read comics have
with Green Lantern as a property,
I appreciate them probably having that thought where they're just don't put green on it right now.
Yeah.
We need to prove to them that the Green Lantern brand is not one movie.
Yes.
And I think Nathan Fillion is helping in, with his own
with
Guy Gardner, although, he's, Guy Gardner's, I hate him as a character, but that's me.
Yes.
I just think that it's very smart marketing wise to appeal to people who maybe's only introduction to that character is that movie.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but overall, I thought it was really great. I had a good time watching it. I do like police procedural style shows, and then the framing device of it all. I mean, I think we all had this thought about obviously I love Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
I was I'm very excited to see Jon Stewart as the main kind of your point of view, your ride-along character. Your ride-along character. For the show, we get to know him as a kid. But obviously anytime you're in a situation like that and you have, this is the POV, this is the new guy, whatever.
Yes.
And as soon as you have anyone who is a sage-like character, there's oh no, what's going to happen to this character?
Yes.
And I appreciate that this episode
telegraphs everything.
Telegraphs all of your fears about that, kind of rips a Band-Aid off so you don't have to worry about it anymore, but also indicates that there is a storytelling device that they can utilize in more than one way to ensure that you still get what you maybe were hoping for.
Right.
And I was this episode I thought was very smart.
It was a smart episode because is there a scene where they drive to a ranch?
Well, yeah.
And they talk about and there's a subtext to the conversation where I'm trying to get information and it's just true. Yes, all the things that they're drawing from are on full display, but also the constructs that they make out of the Green Lantern ring are green. And they don't shy from the oath or or where they're from or the name of the superhero or even a super suit, which again, I don't love it, but neither does Hal.
Or aliens.
Or the fact that there are aliens or, obviously, and it's one of those things. It's so funny how Marvel just completely botched this concept of aliens that look like people so we could save some money.
Yes, there's that. And there's also we're tying it into real world events as well. We're making it matter.
Yes.
On a lot of different levels. Yes. I don't know. You
responded to it.
I really did respond to it. It's also, it looked good.
Yes, it was well shot. It was well color graded. It really just worked, visually speaking.
Yeah, they were unafraid of doing interesting lighting.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the most interesting, but I was like, it was.
But it was competent.
Yeah,
that's the thing that we're like really that's rare, and it was an HBO treatment. It's the thing that people had been pitching forever, where it's like, if only HBO could make a Preacher show. It's like, here you go. Like, they made a Preacher show. It sucks. They made a Green Lantern show on HBO.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. It's that pitch. This is a Green Lantern show on HBO. Whatever baggage that carries, this show carries with it. Yes. But also, you're going to get all of the successes of that pitch as well.
Yeah.
The casting is inspired.
It is.
Kyle Chandler is a great choice for Hal in any environment.
Yes.
In this, it's a great opportunity for him. He's always kind of like a put upon fatherly figure that I've seen in movies and shows, or just really I've only seen him in movies, but like, he's great. But his portrayal of Hal is like interesting. I don't want it now, but they were smart in this episode to be like, here it is again, but 10 years earlier, and look how different he is then. Like, something happened to him that changed him. And it's like, it's so funny how you'll watch it, go like, oh yeah, Tom King wrote this show.
Yes.
Like, but not in a like negative way, in a 100%. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, this reads like a Tom King comic. In all the ways.
It really does. It really, really does. Aaron Pierre, I thought Aaron Pierre is an excellent choice. So good as Jon Stewart.
I agree.
There was like, meeting him as a child, like that was such like a stressful.
Whoa.
There was a whoa moment for me, but also just brilliant, like little peek into how he gets where he is. I feel like if your introduction to Jon Stewart, like for many of us, was the
cartoon
Justice League animated show, then I feel like this version of him kind of is going to match up in some way.
Yeah.
Like, he's serious. I mean, I feel like obviously animated one, there's a little more humor to play.
Yeah, there's more levity in that.
But I feel like it's really smart to leave him a little bit more like buttoned up, and then allow him to maybe
feel himself.
Yeah, or loosen up a little bit.
Exactly.
I thought it was a really good choice. And then obviously, like, we see 3 different time periods. It's like 96, 2016,
and 2026.
And 2026.
Yep.
And by 2026, when we see him again, he's got the goatee. I was like,
yeah, that's a season 2 goatee.
I was like, yes. Yeah. I like both versions.
And he's got more swag, swagger. He's got like a really like good looking outfit. Like, he's more trim. Yeah. No, it's interesting to see that. And then to think, because I was like, we're like 40 minutes in, and I'm like, we're still in 2016.
And I appreciate that. And that's what I was talking about, where I think that like utilizing a specific device, like this hologram device that we see, plus time jumps telling story, I think that's how we're going to fill in some gaps and get characters for more episodes than we thought we might get.
Yeah. And
I love that so much. I think that's so smart.
Yeah, and it also gives everyone it's such a like golden opportunity. I can imagine why Chandler and Pierre said yes to this project. Even though it's like, because look, you're gonna say yes to being in like a big time superhero movie, but it's kind of like a harder push to get someone to commit to, like, the show in the same universe. But it's the show. It's even more exciting, I think, for an actor, because like longer, more consistent paycheck, more opportunities, but like you get to basically play 2 different versions of yourself. Like Pierre gets to play Jon Stewart when he's like figuring things out and kind of like resentful, and then a more like comfortable in his own skin person.
And seemingly we might even get another version.
Yes. And then we get to watch him grow into a Lantern type character, presumably. But Kyle Chandler, same deal. You get like the pre-grizzled, the post-grizzled. Like, you get like for them, it's a good acting challenge for them to be like, oh, I don't have to just play it like the heavy for the whole show. Or the lifespan of this. Of this thing.
No, for sure. I loved it. I it's so funny because, watching these 2 characters and this version of Hal that I'm maybe not used to seeing, but completely works.
Yes.
In this iteration, I feel like this is either a specific time period for him in the comics or just kind of a new interpretation of him.
It's pretty much it. For me and my understanding of Hal in any respect, it's basically a new interpretation.
But I think it truly works, and I think we're going to get more depth out of his character as we go. I think they're just taking their time.
Yeah.
But like plenty happens in this.
Yes.
And this is like, I thought it was like a really good pilot.
I agree. Yeah. Strong pilot. And I love that it's why I like want the Batman to be part of the DCU, because it feels like its own thing. And yet is part of a larger universe. You know, like no one says Superman, but I did a couple of times where I was just like, okay, so 2016 is pre-Superman's debut, 2026 is post-Superman's debut, Superman is around here. Like knowing the Superman exists in this universe, but also never having it be referenced, but like knowing it's somewhere in the background, it tethers it to a larger universe, but also because we're watching it from the perspective of these characters, we're getting this tone and this depiction of their story. Whereas if Aaron Pierre, it's Aaron Pierre, right? Is presumably a Green Lantern in a Justice League movie or in a Superman team up.
Yeah.
It's going to feel different.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yes.
You know, because he'll play it his way, but we're not watching it from his POV anymore. So it's going to have a different tone.
Right.
And that's what a true cinematic universe is supposed to feel like.
Yes.
It's not all about hegemony. It's about diversity. It's about like feeling, you know, like, oh, we're in Batman's world. Like it's just like when you're reading an effing comic book. Like when Superman goes to a Batman book, Superman's gonna be like, oh, it's a little dark in here.
Right.
When Batman's in a Superman book, it's like, wow, who's the party pooper?
Right.
You know? Like that's how it should feel, and it should be fun. And then when you pull off the Justice League movie, it's like, well, then you get somebody who's like really good at working with ensembles, you know, who has maybe a different tone than all of them.
Yes.
But yeah, successful show,
very
successful
much so.
First episode.
Really looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, me too. I hope that, I mean, like, look, this team, like it's working. Creative team, that is. Like, I think, you know, there's no moment where it's like, oh, you could tell Tom wrote that. Or like, oh, that's a Lindelof thing.
No, it felt like, obviously, listen, like, yes, it's weird when you think about the style in which, or like the give or take of like writing for a monthly comic book.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's just like, you know, if you're writing a story or you're writing a movie in particular, you know, you write it, you know, beginning, middle, and end, you
or
know,
however,
with the rising action, the denouement, like all of it, right? Like, but it's just the one story.
Yes.
But then when you think about if you're writing a comic book, it's got to be for the arc.
Yep.
But then for each issue as well, has to have like some of these elements.
Own kind of like structure.
And so I think for a lot of people, when they think about it, they're like, well, this would just translate really easily into a show. But then you realize that the very nature of the way a comic is written and its length at times makes it difficult to just translate one-to-one.
Yeah.
And so I feel like having a person who writes comics in the room, and especially someone who writes maxi and miniseries really well, is the right person to have in the room with people who are like, I make shows.
Right.
Like, I know what is going to hit for a show, especially if you're doing not like a long running one. If you're doing just something like an HBO.
Right. Like a mini. Yeah.
Short mini series. Like, this just like seems like a really good mashup.
Yeah. This is smart. Like, and I don't mean it's a smart show and a smart crowd will understand. I'm saying it is a smart show, but it's not so smart that it's going to like annoy your audience or like make the audience feel like they're not welcome. But it is smart in its execution of like, we can't do a Justice League movie without a lantern in it.
Right.
The lantern mythology is actually really cool and has a lot of fun offerings that we can exploit and use in other properties in an expanded universe. But there is a arguably $200 million bomb with that name on it.
Yes.
With the world's sexiest man, with arguably a leading Marvel character actor at the helm of it. Like, if you look at the Hollywood people, my guess is they're like, Ryan Reynolds did not fail that movie. Right. It's the lantern that was the problem.
Sure.
Like, it was the property itself that was toxic.
It was this. Nope. It's just.
It's like, no, it's just
a bad story. It's a bad script.
It was a shitty movie, and it was a shitty choice to get Ryan Reynolds to play Hal Jordan.
It wasn't.
But also, you have to keep that in your mind. You can't just go like, well, they were wrong in 2011, and we'll be right now. Another $400 million, please. No, it's like people are going to think of that stupid movie. They're going to think about that stupid movie forever. Ryan Reynolds made an arguably expired joke about it in Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, he's like, oh, that movie really dog. I'm like, get over yourself. You're the sexiest man alive twice in a row or whatever. Like, shut up. You were fine.
Yeah, but they
know. He did not hurt you.
But he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it to
for the right audience. It's a joke.
I know.
But this is like, we know how to tell good stories. We know how to trust the audience. We know how to trust the creatives that we've chosen to execute these stories. And let's do it here.
Yeah.
And let's give it a modest budget, but let's give it a budget, and let's be smart about it. And that's what this is. It's a smart execution. And I'm like, nicely done.
I agree 100%. And honestly, when you're talking about how like the Justice League, if they're going to do a movie like that, has to have a lantern. And as much as like, listen, Nathan Fillion, great, but like,
but please don't let it be him.
Let it be Jon Stewart.
Well, yeah, or like or let it be both. Like have that.
I mean, like literally, like listen. Again, I love Nathan, but like,
yeah,
put Jon in there. Wouldn't you love to see? Depending on how he's gonna become. Again, we're literally seeing just the pilot.
Yeah, you don't know what
like journey he's gonna go on, but like the way that he's very like.
So buttoned down.
Yes, but like putting him up against like Superman.
Yeah,
he's just like, hey, what's up,
Superman
buddy?
is
Come
very
on.
much. Yeah,
like,
he is, and he's it's like he's got a lot of golden retriever energy. It's great to see him up against that, especially with that John, where it's like this John is suspicious and he doesn't trust anyone, and he's like, when he deals with Superman, he's going to be like suspicious, and people are going to be like,
I don't think,
or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be disarmed by it, but like that's the fun.
I think he's very like again. There's like one line where it's just like he follows the chain of command.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, but
I think there will come a time where he won't. I think that's going to be something that we wrap back around to, because, like, if anything, I think the people in charge of the show know how story structure works.
Yeah.
And again, another takeaway I want to point out is that the key here is that when you're doing stuff like this, have a comic book writer in the room.
Yes. Who's just like, I'm sorry, just like that wouldn't work, or like it's not gonna work. That's not gonna go the way you think.
Yes.
Or I have 80 years of stories to back up that claim.
Yes.
But especially someone who knows. I like the line in there in the chat that's like, but how else is he going to be showing?
Oh yes, Jeff and I are on the same page.
Yes, exactly.
That needs to happen.
Yeah, I have a similar enthusiasm. It's growing, and it's growing with properties like these. But it's growing to when I saw Thor, which is not a great movie, but it is a good enough movie. Like, Thor is good enough. It's fun, works, fish out of water. Like they get the assignment.
Yep.
A lot of Dutch angles though, maybe too many. But after seeing Thor, I was like, I can't wait to see Thor meet Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then he does, for like they share like 2 lines of dialogue maybe, and it's everything I wanted. They did it. I want to see that. I want to see John interact with Superman.
Yeah.
I want to see Hal's adventures.
Mm-hmm. I do too, and I appreciate though that this pilot did what a pilot should do. Like it like set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
It introduced you to the world.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a feeling for the fact that it's just like, listen, we're not ignoring the superhero stuff,
right?
But we are going to focus on the fact that this is a Green Lantern for this sector, for this Earth. We're going to focus here. We're going to allude to other things.
Yeah.
And it feels very much like it's a scratching of the surface.
Exactly.
And then you're like, what else are they going to name drop?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
what else?
And I know I can tell you, like, I'm not going to, but I can tell you, there's more. There's more, and like more deep lore, more deep cuts, or just more things you'd expect in a Lantern show.
Yeah.
I'm down. Well done. A+.
Yeah, 100%.
Despite the fact that, like, it's about cops and cowboy hats, which I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah.
But you know what? Fine. Like, yeah. You know what? I was like, that's also smart. Like, there was a shot of a jail. It's a wide shot. I'm like, what an ugly fucking building that is.
Yep.
What a cheap place it must be to film here.
Sure. But it also
how smart. Like, but that's smart. Like, because they don't just go like, it's cheap to film here. Like, we're in Vancouver. No, it was like, it's cheap to film here. But also look at the like landscape and how it reflects the heroes, and look at the vibe / culture that is inherent in this place. And the people
I agree. But again, I think this is another point to the writers. There's a line of dialogue in which Hal is describing Earth and how
how we're looked at.
Well, yeah, and we've heard this a lot of times in different sci-fi stuff where it's like it's a backwater.
Yeah,
they didn't want to send someone out here, and so but they're in a backwater town.
Exactly.
You know, it is indicative of what the Lantern Corps thinks of Earth is this town that they're in, and I'm like, this is
that's smart.
So smart.
Yeah, I agree. I know. Good stuff. So hopefully the show keeps going. I hear, and when I say it keeps going, keeps going with this momentum. I heard at a Comic-Con for 3 episodes were viewed by people, and they're like, "Oh no, it's great! Like they really like it." So I'm very happy about it. That was like the general consensus. I think it has like an 8 out of 10 on IMDb, which like who could gauge what that means? But it's all very good. Like the audience score is good, the critic score is good. Like. And you know what? DC could have used a win because Supergirl did not do well.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was like fine.
But it did well in my heart because people bought
Supergirl.
They bought Supergirl.
It was the most expensive commercial for an amazing comic book you've ever seen.
And that is the win for me. I know that's not a financial win for them, and maybe it wasn't exactly the movie everybody wanted. But more people bought the comic, and yay, that is an absolute win.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting with Lanterns. You don't have to know anything about it.
No, you got it. Like you just
you could just watch it. Like if you have someone like in your life who likes superhero stuff, or like who likes just the movies, the shows, and all that, and they're like, do I have to watch anything to watch? No.
Nope.
Just watch this new show and just enjoy it.
Exactly.
I think there's a lot to come, and I'm very excited.
I agree.
I'm very excited for this. I thought it was just really well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. I guess we could talk about some comics, but I don't want to get too deep in the weeds because I don't want to waste too much of your time.
No, it's fine. Do you want to rapid fire it?
Yeah, let's rapid fire.
Do you have any of the covers pulled already?
No.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah. A lot of comics came out this past week that we normally talk about. I should also mention, although I should have mentioned at this top of the hour, that this show is sponsored by viewers like you, but many of you are actually utilizing the super chats right now, and we do appreciate you. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's show. I also want to mention at this point in the show, although I probably should have mentioned it again earlier, that this show is again continued to be supported by you directly, whether it's from super chats or on patreon.com/.
Would you like to maybe do some of the super chats, especially the ones that are surrounding
the shows
that we talked about? I feel like that's not a bad idea, just on the heels.
Let's do that. Let's jump in. Let's mess with this format. I should also mention though,
shaking it up.
I'm only mentioning this now because we have the peak viewership at this point. We are on patreon.com/ComicPop. I don't normally do this, but I will because the landscape of YouTube is getting more and more uncertain and shaky. There are more and more, because of the overutilization of AI, thanks to Google and YouTube, a lot of channels are being irrevocably deleted, or at the very least, they're being locked out of their owners. And it's happening more and more, and we're getting more and more stonewalling from YouTube. We haven't had that experience happen so far, but I wanted to mention that we have patreon.com/ComicPop as a stopgap to allow us to continue to do this show for a living, or rather the entirety of our infrastructure, ComicPop, youtube.com/ComicPop, and youtube.com/ComicPop Returns. We have 2 channels for, arguably that reason, to have 2 revenue streams and 2 avenues to deliver these kinds of videos to you. But if for whatever reason, the locks are changed suddenly, you will not experience an interruption in service on patreon.com/ComicPop, because that will be where, number one, you can get everything we make in one convenient location, but also and again, this is a doomsday scenario. It's not what I'm expecting, but if there is some kind of an interruption in service, or if there is some kind of like a YouTube snafu that I'm sure they would fix in a heartbeat, we will be able to deliver on a consistent weekly basis to you without an interruption. And that's the best way to do it if and when that occurs, which of course we're all certain will not. But again, I just want to make sure you guys are aware of it so that it's there. Again, every link for everything we talk about is in the description below this video, including an invitation to our Discord chat. Go ahead, check that out if you want. But anyway, on with the super chats. These are our sponsors. Thank you so much.
Sorry, this is an amazing comment.
What's up?
It says, Sal, I will find you.
I will find you.
That by the way, I have seen that movie. He has not.
Which one?
Less Than Mohicans. If that's what you are.
I thought it was Zod from Man of Steel.
Oh, maybe.
But it's.
I went right to that. Well, I will find you. That's a moment.
Less Than Mohicans is a real movie.
That is a Daniel Day-Lewis moment right there.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Heck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, I just thought, just keep the conversation going about the shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's jump into it.
One right here?
Yeah. Samwise says, hey, gang.
Hey.
Loved the first episode of Lanterns. Can't be here for the live show. Will be with my wife in the hospital tonight for the birth of our son. Wow.
Mazel tov, congratulations. We're so happy for you. Love that icon, by the way. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for being with us.
There's more to the comment.
Well, let's go
too. Can't wait to share comics with him. Hope you all have a great Monday. Well, I hope you have a great Monday. Hope everything goes uneventfully.
Agreed. Yes, that it all goes according to plan.
Yep.
No interruptions. I should also mention, by the way, just as a quick little tip for parents out there, we all want our kids to like love the things that we make and do, but the best way to get them to actually fall in love with it is if they find ownership over it. It's hard to like, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, my kid loves this, and I give it to them. I appreciate that, and I think it works at a certain age level.
Yeah.
But when they start to become like adolescents, when they're like looking for things, give them an opportunity to discover it for themselves.
Yeah.
Like just make it conveniently. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, as a little kid, maybe too young, but not so young, I was told by my older brother, he was like, oh, he mentioned something about Reservoir Dogs. And he's like, oh, don't ever see that movie. It's not a movie for you. What am I going to do immediately?
You're gonna go
look for that movie.
Yeah,
exactly. So you give them a little barrier to entry. You give them a little barrier, but a barrier made of balsa wood.
I think that depends on the person.
It really does. But you got to feel them out.
Because like I would have been like, okay,
I needed to know.
I'm a rule follower.
That's true.
That's why I like Jon Stewart so much.
Yeah, you're like, I get it, John. I get it. I agree with you.
We're on the same page, man.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Tian Jugo.
Thank you.
Trying that. ComicPop. Woo! Wanted to ask, without giving spoilers, if you guys thought the ending to the first episode of Lanterns is a fake out.
I don't think it's a fake out, but only because of what they gave us in the show. Like, there's more, there's another.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it is. But I mean, there's.
Yeah, I don't think it's fake.
There's a lot of lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expected it to happen.
Yes.
By the way, no, I had a brother. He also goes on to say
MNNM522.
No, there's more of
what?
Of Tian Jugo.
Oh, it's further down. Sorry. That wasn't the one right after it. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wanted to apologize for mistakenly posting in the Discord. It was meant for my friend's Discord. I since deleted it and left out
funny.
my embarrassment. My bad.
Don't worry about it at all.
Left out of embarrassment. My bad. Don't feel embarrassed.
No. Rejoin.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, no worries.
What? Okay. If I didn't get fired for this one time. If I want to make you feel better about your own embarrassment. One time I got like some self-tanning foam.
Yes.
This was last year. So this isn't even like one time. This was like in March. This was this year. March. I got some self-tanning foam and I used it on my legs because as you can see, I'm quite pale. I'm quite not tan. But I wanted to try it out. Everyone was like, use this thing, whatever, cool. Took a photo of it, wanted to send it to my sister and my best friend. What did I do instead? I sent it to my boss. I just sent a picture of my legs. Just all you could see was my legs.
Yes.
Just like, ta-da! What do you think?
Right.
She was like,
she was a very good sport about it.
She was like, it looks good. I don't think this was for me. I'm like,
it was not. I'm sorry.
Just red.
Yep.
I was the color of Magneto's helmet.
Yeah, you turned into an anime character.
Not good. Not good.
Yep. MMM.
Not good. Oh, sorry. Yes. MNNM says I wasn't ready. Why aren't I ready? X-Men 97 is definitely one of the best Marvel cartoons, and there are great ones. If somehow adapted the 90s post Claremont era and made it comprehensible and not totally stupid, I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed too. It's hard to do that, and I'm impressed that they managed to do it.
Heck yeah. Arduo says, C-Pop, woo! Lanterns was really good. Looking forward to episode 2. I'm beginning to get exasperated with Abbats. It feels like nothing gets to breathe or the things just happen. Looking at you, Martha.
Yeah, that's right. It does feel like that.
Arduo also saying, also beginning a weekly super chat in order to petition for Something is Killing the Children for spooky season back issues.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
I would also accept Beneath the Trees. Lol. I actually have a book picked out for the main. I have it already.
I mean, we could just do a few.
I started reading it again.
Excellent.
I don't know what it is. God of Chair. What?
I don't even know what it is.
Yes, you do. I said in the car at one point. God of Chair says, sorry to ask you about Doomsday.
No, it's all right.
But I've been thinking about how they're going to use Bob.
Oh.
Only thing left I know about him is he needs to rip someone in half or get ripped in half. Lol. Not looking good for our boy Bob.
I don't think he's going to be ripped in half. I originally thought he was going to get ripped in half because that's the thing that the Void. No, wait, who rips him in? Oh, Null rips him in half. No, I think that Dr. Doom is going to pull his skeleton out of his body, a la Thanos from Secret Wars. It would make sense to have Doom pull out Josh Brolin's Thanos skeleton out, like he did in Secret Wars, the comic from Hickman. But for one thing, I don't think they're going to rely on Thanos in any way. For another, they've killed Thanos like 17 times in the What If cartoon. And for a third, I don't know. I think that Bob is actually set up more so than like yet another duplicate of Thanos, because like Thanos is done. Thanos dust.
Yeah.
Just for Secret Wars to go like, oh yeah, there's another Thanos over here, and he's gonna try and like kill Doom or something. It seems a little bit more like, yeah. That being said, I'd take either.
Okay.
But I think he'll be like, whoop.
Okay. Fair. All right. Alex says, hey, Sal, how do you really feel about your Josie brother, Kevin Smith, writing that crossover? I heard rumors before it would be Mark Miller. Don't know if this is worse or better, though.
That's right. Kevin Smith and David Marquez are giving us Star Wars Marvel, a Marvel crossover with Star Wars. Saw some art that suggests that it's in A New Hope, or pre A New Hope. It doesn't matter. It's a 5-issue miniseries coming in January. I believe that's going to be their convergence, more or less. Like Marvel's moving to Burbank. When DC moved to Burbank, they needed to churn up an event real quick to put out so that people would buy comic books during that period when you're not going to be in the office. I think Star Wars Marvel is that stopgap for them. I think it's a genius idea for them to do that. I think it'll make a lot of money. I would not have picked David Marquez.
Okay.
I think that Kevin is a not unexpected choice, given that he is working more for Marvel, but also isn't a staff writer. Like he's not like a regular. He's not like on an exclusivity contract. It won't pull him off of any books. Like this is a strategic book. It's very strategic in terms of we need a boon in sales. We need something that comes out that kind of makes itself. We need something that won't be delayed. And that's the Kevin Smith X Factor.
Don't they already have the Chip Zdarsky thing?
Yes, but that's already in motion and it's part of something else. This is something where it's like, no, everyone will go to the comic shop and buy something from Marvel, even though like there's no one in the office to like sign the checks.
Sure.
But I think it's a genius idea that I think has always been on the table. Marvel has always been like sitting on a Marvel Star Wars crossover. I know famously, I think Heather Antos pitched one when she was working there. But again, Kevin Smith is like one of those things where it's like he's a name that people know. He's not going to be pulled off any books in order to do it. So he can really focus on it. He's also not making any movies at the moment. So like he can really just do that. Probably already wrote most of it because he's Kevin Smith. And he was like, oh my God, a Marvel Star Wars crossover. He's written more comics in the last year than he did during the Daredevil Target period.
And yet we'll never know if Silver St. Cloud
and Onomatopoeia ever made it out of that cave. We will never know if that's the case. We'll never see those Walt Flanagan pages. But I'm happy for him. I understand why Marvel did that, and I think it's a brilliant strat. Like, I would make that move.
Yeah.
I'm not excited as much as I would be, I think. I've never been excited about a Star Wars crossover of any kind. I'm not like, oh boy, Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Like, I think it's cute that there was one in a Dark Horse book once. It's only a little bit. It's weird and silly, and it's another universe. It's not even Star Wars canon, but it's. I think I've pre-ordered it. And I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah.
We had a poll on our channel where I asked people about it. The results were not expected.
Ooh.
I was very surprised.
Interesting.
But that is my answer to that statement.
Tea Time says Lanning should check out James Hook & Co. for the best lobster rolls in the city.
Well, you hear that? Check it out, man.
Somber Shadow says, I would give X-Men 97 Season 2 about an 8 out of 10. Not nearly as good as Season 1, but still pretty good. That being said, I would die if they introduce Zorn now that we are in the Morrison Quitely era costumes.
We're getting Zorn. There's no way we're not.
Maybe we're just going to introduce, but that's why it is going to be Season 4 for Crow. Got to get all the band together.
Yes.
Wait, did we do Exodus? Yes, we did.
Exodus came and went.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, we did that already.
Yeah, that was weird.
We got everybody.
What a waste, though.
Got the whole Quiet Council happening here.
Should have done Blood Ties.
We need to get Destiny. Tea Time back to say the Emma Frost treatment in Erasure hurt, but hopefully that and the Magneto glazing will stop now that certain people involved with the show are gone.
We'll see.
Tea Time back to say it ain't easy being green. Hal Jordan, presumably.
Certainly he would say that.
Martian Morpheus says, I really have a feeling Sinestro's departure from the Corps is the reason why Jon Stewart is being vetted by Hal to avoid having a repeat of whatever happened with him.
That's fair. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Okay. I have no theories.
No. Tea
Time
back to say, I kind of hate all the coping surrounding Hal. No parallax or Spectre reveal is something that interests me as an intro to this version of Hal, who's only superficially similar to comic Hal.
Yeah, he's not the comic Hal.
No.
And I'm sorry for those who want comic Hal. I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry.
Well, it'll be interesting if we ever get to see him earlier to see what he was.
You
like
might get
then.
that. Yeah, and that'd be kind of fun.
You know what I mean? Like maybe something has happened since.
Yeah.
I assume the vetting process is because he's like, I shouldn't have, like, I needed more.
I think that.
I mean, he went and got training.
I think that Hal is going against the Guardians. Like, I think when John meets the Guardians, they're gonna be like, you are not even close to where you should have been. Like, Hal did you a disservice.
That's funny. I thought you were going to say he was going against the Guardians by being like, no, we've selected you.
Yeah, no,
like,
I think
that's
they're
not
like,
how it works.
I think they're like, where's your ring? Like, you were supposed to be working.
Oh, you think that he was already supposed to have a ring?
Yes.
Oh. Curative Writer says, in 96, it says Hal has been GL for about a year before going public. Abin crashed in 95, also when Cal did.
Mm-hmm.
Being 3 decades before 2025, what if Abin was here to investigate / stop Kal-El from taking over?
That could be. Yeah. That does seem to, those timelines seem to align.
Curative back to say, also Nebraska crashes right above Kansas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we're there.
Oh,
you're onto something here, man.
Love that.
Yeah.
RK says, as a GL fan, I'm hopeful for the show, but I don't care for Chandler's almost southern cadence for SoCal Hal. Small complaint.
Yeah, but I also would have cast him. Like, I like Cal Chandler. More tea time up here.
Oh, I really don't think the ending is a fake out. Lindelof detailed why Hal's ending had to be. Oh, I thought, was that not it?
There's like so many.
Oh, sorry.
Here's one that's like, I really like
That's
Chandler.
the one I was. Oh, nope.
Yeah, I always imagined that Hal sounded like he came from the East Coast. That's one. Here's another one.
Why did you just stick with the timeline?
Because I did.
Oh, okay.
They went ahead of RK.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry.
So where do you want to
go? So you open up the next one and I'll find it, or you just read from there. Also fine.
All right. Well, these are both about his voice.
Love that. Okay.
Here we go. We'll start with this one.
Hal got a bad movie, an animated movie where he is a boring space cop outshined by Sinestro. A good animated show, and then it gets a different HBO portrayal as a beat 'em up as has been, to quote Lindelof.
Yep.
Totally
First Light is an excellent Green Lantern movie.
It's hard being Hal Jordan fan. Lol, says Tea Time.
And then he says,
I really don't think the ending is a fake out. Lindelof explained why Hal's ending had to be this. I don't think 60 plus Hal is going to have a future in DCU.
I think so too. I think that's why they cast him.
100%. Zenith says, just read Morrison's Animal Man and absolutely adored it. Was shocked to not find a back issues episode on it. Also, Lanterns was good. The ceiling remains very high.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, we'll get there one day.
RK says, I sort of wish Connor Kent had more support in his family. With the Prime situation, makes Lois and Kara seem a little heartless to me.
Yeah.
SLUser says, curious why y'all think it took this long to make a decent live-action Green Lantern property. CGI cost? Too cartoony? Keep them lights on.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I think it's just that they think that like anyone who isn't Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman are D-list characters, and they're just like, it's not worth it would.
I truly believe it's the damage from the Ryan Reynolds.
Now it's been the damage from Ryan Reynolds, but before that, like for the longest time, I think it was just they looked at one book and they went, that's going to cost too much.
I could also see it literally being like the budget.
Yeah. It's
like,
a budget.
It's all like CG.
Yeah, it has to, like, it doesn't have to be, but it really does, because it has to be something.
Right. But like, you can, get stunt choreography for Batman. Like, there's so many things you can do without CG to make a Batman property
You can make like a $60 million Batman movie. You cannot make a $60 million Green Lantern movie unless it's this.
And you can film someone flying on like,
which they do. Like when Chandler flies as Hal, I really liked how it looked. It looked very natural, but he doesn't like turn green. It's just
no, but I mean, like in like another movie, you can make someone fly, but like literally the constructs, I think that's probably the biggest construct for the.
It was such a problem that Jon Stewart doesn't have constructs in the Justice League cartoon show. They were like, "Oh, it costs too much to make him make stuff." I'm like, for a cartoon show?
Yeah. Bashdetto says, "Haven't the Marvel characters seen Star Wars?"
Presumably.
Yeah, they make references.
I think it's going to be like alternate realities for both of them, but we'll see.
The one and only Tuesday says, is this where I pitch couch suggestions? Is this where I pitch couch suggestions?
If you want, yeah, knock yourself up.
If so, here goes. Nice house on the lake. Please and thank you. Also, thank you for being a positive influence of the comic book community. I value and respect you and your time. Well, appreciate
We value
that.
and appreciate your time.
That is a good pitch. When it comes to books like this, it is always a struggle. Because obviously we want to talk about these books that we like or that we think are well crafted.
Yes, and we hope, because there is like an understanding, if I may, I'm sorry, for like that there is like, for some people, back issues is actually where they learn about books.
Yes, and so we want to educate people and to bring things to light, but we also need to make sure that while we don't want to make the show for an algorithm that exists, we do have to surf it. Yeah,
because if it's like putting on your own oxygen mask before you help someone next to you.
Yes.
Like, we have to make sure, if the show doesn't make a certain number, then the show doesn't work and we can't keep making the show.
Yes.
I would like to find some happy medium therein. I would love it if the show were just more popular and then we could just do whatever we wanted to. And for a while we did when it didn't matter, but now it does. And I'm sorry, I want to do more. And I think we'll figure it out.
We're trying. We've been like brainstorming that for a
like
very
10
long
years.
Time. Yeah. All right. What else we got?
Is it this one?
Yes. Tea time. Back to say, I'm sorry, guys, for the super chats. Don't apologize.
No, we do appreciate you. We're just trying to make it work.
That has nothing to do with you.
No, it's just about the order.
I'm reading it directly through YouTube, and Sal's reading it through our streaming platform, and sometimes those two don't line up.
Yeah.
But it'll line up for like so long, and then something will switch, and then I'm like, it's chaos.
Precisely.
Chaos. It's like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Then that's chaos.
Leo NJ1 PM says, I really wish X-Men 97 would move on from Logan being in love with Jean. It's getting to the point of just annoying me. I mean, even the Fox movies had to move on from Jean.
Did they? Every Fox movie he's in love with Jean. Or
at least he has some.
Except for Deadpool.
Yes.
Deadpool's the only movie where he isn't thinking or talking about Jean. This cartoon, by the way, he loves Jean, but like it's more about Morph.
Yeah.
Being in love with Wolverine, and I'm like, all right.
Which I'm like is sad only because I'm like, I don't know if Wolverine has the emotional
Wolverine's not going to
intelligence to
understand
that,
and he's not going to reciprocate it. So it's just sad. I'm sorry.
He might recognize it inevitably, or he might understand.
Or he's like, I know, I've known it for years. But I'm just trying to keep you from like embarrassing.
I don't want to ruin the friendship.
Exactly.
Mike Manhattan says, you think Arisia will appear in Lanterns?
No, I don't. Arisia is Hal Jordan's underage girlfriend from another planet. So it's okay. It's not okay.
Navy Seals says, health made me miss my buddy's birthday. I'm sorry. He's a Spider-Man fan. What's the coolest Spider-Man gift you've ever gotten? Trying to find him a gift that shows how much his friendship means. Want the coolest gift ever for him.
That's a tough call. My mom once got me some like Spider-Man collectibles. It was a box with like a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1 watch. It's long gone. I
think you need to pick something that someone could get.
Yeah, I know. I'm just mentioning what I got. Like a comic that means a lot to him, or maybe a replica or something. But I'm like thinking about like
you could look up who's the other group, but like people like Mondo. There's a couple of other poster groups out there. They do like specialty small runs. They're high quality screen printed images, and you're not going to find them anywhere else.
Yes.
Like they either create their own art or they'll recreate comic book pages. They're really great looking.
Yeah.
If you think that this person is an art fan
Yes.
or will appreciate that type of quality, again, like they're just very high quality. There's a couple of places that are like it. I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Look up like
Mondo.
Look up Mondo, and then look up poster places like Mondo.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're all artist created.
Yeah, we have like a Paulo Rivera Spider-Man poster that's made in the same quality, and it's incredible.
Yes.
We actually have like 5 of them, I think. We have one of like that awful Omit book, but it's that beautiful cover of Spider-Man and Mary Jane with like just color. Again, like that was Mondo.
Yep.
Yeah, look up Mondo Spider-Man comic poster. Just Google that, and you'll find like a myriad of them, and then figure out what books he likes, and then cross-reference them.
You could also get like there's a couple of like the Spider-Man masks with the eyes and stuff like that.
You could just get him one of those. That'd be
kind
sweet.
of fun. I'm not going to be insulted that you didn't mention what I would think is the coolest thing you ever
a commission? That is easily the single coolest thing I ever got for Spider-Man. But it's
it's not quite not what you're looking for right now.
But it was a little pricey, I assume.
I don't actually remember how much it was, but I'm sure now would be much more, just because of inflation. Not because like, Psycho Red said Tom King has done an interview and revealed too much about lanterns. God damn it, Tom King! I won't ruin it here. Appreciate you.
No, it's not here. I miss you, Tom.
Hoogzilla says I'm waiting for Njort. I don't know why I put an extra "ny" in there. Njort to appear in this show.
I think he will.
No, thank you. I'm good.
I think you will see Nort.
Maybe there'll be a dog named Nort.
I mean, like realistically, like that would be like.
All right.
Yeah.
So now's the point where we're gonna switch this around. We're gonna chat about the comics that came out last week. We're gonna do a quick rapid fire on this. I don't know if Sal's ready for this. We'll see what happens. I don't think he is because I don't know if he knows what I read, and that's okay. You're just gonna have to imagine it. Like, you want me to talk about some things that I did that you do have pulled, or I'm going to show you?
Sure, talk about Barbara Gordon Breakout.
Yeah, really quickly. Here, look, very quickly. Here are the things you're missing.
Oh, okay.
Barbara Gordon Breakout. This is issue 4. This is Tamaki and Nahulpan.
Yes.
This is like series I didn't expect to be reading because I really wasn't following what was going on in Batman, and yet I still enjoy this book because it is a story about Barbara Gordon going to jail.
Yes,
and all
undercover
kind of to figure out what's been going on and why certain people who are being sent there are turning up dead. What's going on now? Is there a crosshairs on her? Perhaps. Jim has sent someone to come in to help watch her. And so now you're watching these two.
Isn't the question about who it is?
No. We now know who it truly is. And the person we weren't sure if it was them has turned up dead. Oh no! At the end of the book, like the one that we had originally thought it was. So many things are like, good, bad. I don't know. Like, who is on Barbara Gordon's side? The only person I know who's on Barbara Gordon's side is Barbara Gordon and Jim.
Yeah.
But Babs is like getting like beat up a bunch in this for sure.
Sure, yeah.
I truly think it's interesting the structure of this book because again, it can be difficult to tell a story that's like a bottle episode forever. Yeah. But I think Tamaki's doing a really nice job with this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Jeff, the Landshark Superstar, written by Kelly Thompson with art by Tokoro.
Okay.
I don't know why I want to make that 2 names. Freaking great book for sure. Really, really like this. This was the story of like, hey, look, it's Jeff and Mojo is making a show. Took a bunch of characters from the Marvel Universe, amalgamized them, and wanted to make it starring Jeff.
Yep.
And the more I learn about a character who's not on this cover, which really bothers me.
Okay.
I'm like, why are you not on there? But Elsa Strange.
Oh,
freaking love Elsa Strange.
Yeah,
I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have to be Elsa Strange, but like Elsa Bloodstone ending up as the Sorcerer Supreme. Terrible idea.
Yes,
terrible idea.
But great,
but
for
a
drama.
Great idea.
Exactly.
Like, definitely want to see that. Definitely missed out that Magic Hot, right? Which is her name is it's Longshot and Magic put together, and I was like, right, because Longshot's like tethered to Mojo to some degree. Yes. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this book is tongue in cheek. It is ridiculous. It's very Jeff centric. It's adorable, but it's also got Kelly Thompson writing it. So you're in for a tight story, regardless of it being like cutesy and fun. Also, this is like the only way I'm going to accept Mojo. It's just he's not as gross. It's still horrible, and I hate him.
Sure.
But the idea here is that like Jeff is going to rally the hero or these characters, because these characters are really just like, yeah, we were made and we're going to be thrown out otherwise. Like if we don't get the show working, because they know they're actors.
Right.
And like Jeff's like, but like we need to be heroes and like we need to try harder. And like it's if it was easy to do, everyone would do it.
Sure. Like baseball.
So cute, fun, interesting.
Yes.
Love it. I also read Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone number 10. This is written by Rosemary Soule, Charles Soule, and Sean Peacock did the art on this. I really like this one. I believe this is the last issue of this volume.
Period.
We're going to be starting volume 3. And the reason I know this is because in the back of this issue, they're like, now coming volume 3, where it'll be black and white with an additional color.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That's right. That's issue 11,
I
apparently.
was like, don't do that.
Issue 11 is getting that color.
Be one color for each issue. We'll have like one color added to it. It'll be black and white plus one color. I'm like, that's cool, but also I love the constraint of the artist having to work in black and white.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a great issue.
If you love
Twilight Zone, listen, it's a like archaic show. You know, it's the basis of a ride you've probably ridden on if you went to Disney World.
Yeah.
It's also the basis of a lot of things like Black Mirror, right? Like if you liked Black Mirror, Twilight Zone was like very black and white old version of that.
Yes,
where it's like a short little like episodic
vignette
story that was either going to be like a little tongue in cheek, very serious, like dark, dour, dealing with a lot of the things that were going on at the time.
Yes.
This series is a spiritual successor to that, in where it's like take each issue, it is a breakdown or an episode.
Yes, it's an episode.
Written by a different individual with art by a different individual, or it's by one creator. But each issue is its own self-contained thing.
Right.
This one stars a couple of co-eds who end up at a frat party because they're kind of like nerdy.
Okay.
And it turns out the college supposedly has these like tunnels underneath there so that like kids could go through and whatever, but no one's ever found them, right? So they end up in them. And it's funny because as they're wandering through the tunnels, in the tunnels there are like artifacts, and the artifacts are things from the show.
Oh no. Oh, that's
so
fun.
It's like the glasses and stuff like that, right? It's the gremlin.
Yeah.
Something on the wing. Something. But essentially like they end up, it's like a Cold War era bunker. And there are two people who are there to, if everything goes wrong, then they're just going to fire at everyone no matter what and like screw all of you.
Okay.
Like, oh, the Ruskies did whatever. Well, you know what? Fine. I don't care if they're all dead. We're doing it anyway. Everybody's gone. Yeah. And they end up triggering it by accident, and then have to try to convince these two people that they're not spies.
Yes.
Right. And you're like, wait, how old would these people be?
Yeah.
And they're like basically like two skeletons, but they're like tethered to like this machinery.
Oh.
This issue ends in such a brilliant way where you don't know what happens.
Cool.
Freaking loved it. And again, like I've really liked every issue so far. Very different tonally between the different stories.
Yes.
Just different takes on it. Interested to see what's coming next. I can't believe we're already 2 volumes in.
I know.
So looking forward to the third one.
Agreed. Do I have any more of these in the backup here?
Yeah, but I didn't do that.
Okay.
That was not something I did.
All right, then I don't have it.
Oh, I read Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I forgot to read it. That's from Brian Hill, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to give it a shot.
You did.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue 1 written by Brian Edward Hill with art by Nico Leon. I am not much of an Ultimate Spider-Man reader.
Spider-Man reader, yeah.
Yeah, but or even a Spider-Man. But like in my head, Miles came from Ultimate. Yes. He's always Ultimate. Even though there is Ultimate Peter Parker, I'm just like, whatever. But Spider-Man, this iteration of Spider-Man or regular Spider-Man, typically not reading. But I was like, you know what? Brian Hill.
Yes.
Loved Black Panther.
Ultimate Black Panther.
Got to check it out.
Yeah.
So definitely ended up checking this out, read through the whole thing. Thought it was very good for someone who doesn't know too much about the character other than
what they know from the movie
and the video game.
Oh,
because I did play Miles Morales.
You did,
and I did play Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
So, and I obviously knew reading that they're not one-to-one.
No.
Right, but it gives you enough of the characters, like some of the story points, even though they're twisted and different, or at least the personality of the character.
Right.
And I was like, all right, so I go into it, but I feel like Hill did a really nice job of being like, hey, do you know enough?
Right.
Here you go. My hope for this was that it was going to feel the same as Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther, in that Ultimate Black Panther felt like I was reading a movie or watching a movie.
Yes.
And that's kind of how this felt. It had a very similar pacing.
Sure.
It's letting you know that Hill is looking at this. Well, at least the first issue seems to be proclaiming that it's like Miles gets called upon by freaking Gwen and Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's his name?
Like in the movie, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel. Thank you. I wanted to say Hobie, and I'm like, nope, it's not Hobie.
Nope.
It's Miguel. And they're like, we got to go and do an adventure and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I kind of was not going to do that. I kind of want to stay in Brooklyn. Do you really need me for this? And they're like, no, we just thought it'd be fun to get the band back together.
Right.
And he's just like, I kind of just want to get
back
I don't want to do Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like very much just wanted to be like, hi.
Yeah. Season 1 adventures.
Yeah. Which I kind of appreciated because I feel like that has been an issue with Spider-Man, no matter who it is.
Yes. Is the
across the board.
Yeah.
Or like just being like, I just want to do things I want to be friendly neighborhood.
Yeah. I want to do classic adventures.
Yeah. But so like Hill's like, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try seemingly, I'm going to move away from that stuff.
Right.
They bring up some stuff that he's gone through, including becoming a vampire, which I was like, that happened in Bloodhunt.
Right. Yeah.
The sword, all of it, right? Just all things that are mentioned. This new villain, yay, nay on this. I don't know enough about them to say anything there.
Yeah.
But I thought that if you were like, if they're launching a #1 and their hope was to get people like me who are like, I read the comics, but I'm not reading a Spider-Man comic, and now I am reading a Spider-Man comic, I think that this was successful.
Yeah.
Do I know if this will read the same for someone who's been
reading
it for a while? That's always an issue with a #1, typically.
Exactly.
Unless it's a Jed McKay Moon Knight #1, and then it's just not a
just
#1,
a continuation
and it's
of the
just the whole story.
Yeah.
So it's like reading that, I'm just like, well, it wouldn't. I love it. Yeah, here we go. This definitely feels very much like if you were reading the last series, we're not necessarily doing that anymore. And I feel like that can really go to people either like, this is where I'm getting off.
Yes.
Or like, I don't love what you're doing with this, but I'm going to see it through. Mm-hmm. And again, this is where like it's that hard. It's hard to like try to attract new readers with something that's very new reader friendly, while also being like, hi, former readers who are reading it right now, who we want to try to retain. Yep. But maybe we're
throwing out everything you were just writing.
Right.
Yeah, and that's apparently what the problem is with this book. Is it like he's just like, I didn't read Ziegler's run, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, someone mentioned in the comments that there is a mention of like a breakup.
Yes. It happened off panel. And Hitler's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. It does. I definitely get the feeling that it's definitely aimed at fans of the movies, but Hill feels like a person who writes like that.
Yes.
And I wonder if this is what Marvel was looking for.
Yeah.
You know, you have to wonder, they gave them the project. They know what this person tends to write like, and they may have even asked for something like that, especially since we just recently got like a peek at Spider-Verse or like some news about it.
Yeah, they just they leaked the trailer for the next movie.
Right. So, and I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not defending that decision to just be like throwing it because I don't love that. Even if again I wasn't reading the other book, I feel badly if someone's like, I loved this thing and now it's gone because like I loved Krakoa, but I was also at peace when it left.
Yes, because they gave you an ending.
Yes, like I was at peace with that, but if you weren't given that ending, that sucks.
Yeah.
Now that said, like I don't know how long Ziegler's run went for, right? So like that sucks that it's just like we're not doing that. For me, I'm just like, cool, picking up here. I have a feeling for this. But, you know, when Ziegler was playing in the Ultimate Universe, they didn't necessarily pay attention to what was going on in some of my favorite books either. So it's like, this is just a thing that happens in comics. Is it right? I don't know. Probably not. But but
you know what? It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. Hopefully Hill does not alienate all fans and proves that he is a very competent writer. Again, I'm coming from Ultimate Black Panther, and this is what I was worried about, right? I was legitimately concerned with the fact that he was playing in a totally like, oh, Black Panther's over here. It is not tethered to main continuity whatsoever.
Right.
Do whatever you want. And now we are tethering you into main continuity.
Right.
And I was worried about how this was going to shake out. So I'm going to probably read this for a few issues to kind of see where this is going to go.
Sure.
But I'm interested to see how the main fan base feels about it. Because again, I know Hill's a very competent writer, but he's a very competent writer who did this like
thing over there.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Fair enough. What else we got? Or is that it from you?
I also read Clayface.
Oh yeah, Clayface.
I read Clayface #2, Celebrity Dirt. That was written by Jude Ellison as Doyle with art by Fran Galan.
Excellent cover.
Great cover. The art on this is like nothing like I've seen in a while. I love it. It is like beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Really, obviously, we're dealing with Clayface. We get a lot of body horror in this. I like this book. I do wish it was just
a Batman book,
an OGN.
Oh,
I would rather have just picked this up as a graphic novel. And I know. I just feel like the pacing for this being such as it is, that it is a Clayface book and it is a mystery book, is better. Whenever you have something that is solely steeped in like a murder mystery or just a mystery in general, like it's just easier to read it as one and then try to keep all your facts straight. So I'm like, wait, what? This did a really great job though, because obviously we have the concept of a Clayface who there are multiples of. One of them is like, no, I am this like this Clayface. And there's another one out there that's like villainous and targeting women, presumably. And is eating them, absorbing them. And I'm like, okay, so I got this. But you know, it's a Clayface who is simultaneously learning everything with us. And you're like, okay, so you are a villain, but you're not. Like it's always interesting to have a character morally gray that you're like, that is your POV character. It could be the Mud Pack. It could be a whole lot of things. I don't know, because there is a moment in this in which something is like absorbed, and I'm like, wait, were you Clay? Are you being targeted for like? It's so, like I have so many questions. Maybe that's also why I wish it was just an OGN.
Yeah, because I just have the answers.
But yeah, love the art. Really like the mystery of it all. If you like stuff that is very like body horror, like go for it. Like absolutely. There's like these like crazy moments. They're just like these little quiet panels of like people's like face.
Well, they're playing to the that's the movie.
Yes, yeah, sure, absolutely. So check it out.
All right. And wrapping things up, I read Absolute Batman.
Me too.
Number 23. Great. This was written by Scott Snyder with art by Nick Dragata. Speaking of Clayface, coincidentally, movie's coming out, but also we set him up. It's, like was said in a super chat, but also is the tone of the series. Let's just kitchen sink this book. Everything is happening at all times. You don't, just because a cover suggests one thing doesn't necessarily mean that's the only thing that's going to happen in this book. It certainly won't be the thing that people take away from it. We get the story of Bruce Wayne being an enforcer for the Falcons. We get Bruce alienating his everyone he knows and works with and likes
in one room.
Everyone showing up and being like, it's just like it's the hit parade. It's just like literally everyone shows up and goes like, hey, you won't tell me to F off. And he's like, F off. And they're like, I can't believe you've done this. Everybody he knows. We're pushing Batman to his most isolated until finally he just kind of like runs out into the darkness and bumps into a couple of impetuous Robins and their Evangelions, and
just the one initially.
Just the one, actually. And so what follows is then manipulations, because the whole thing is that Batman feels that he is being manipulated, has been manipulated the entire time by Joker / Scarecrow, and that like it's all parts of
it's
this
Pepe Sylvia.
It's Pepe Sylvia. It's this grand conspiracy, and beautiful. I think it's double page splash of like all of Bruce's people on one end, Batman on the other.
Yeah,
and
it's just the cape leaving.
The cape leaving, and the map of what he's making being a smiley face from the Scarecrow, and it's like this is what I've done to you.
Yes,
you know, incredible.
I did this.
I actually loved like how Scott weaved all of these like tidbits, because like you're reading a Batman book, he's a detective, but this guy not so much. But it's still like you're in the back of your mind, you're thinking detective. If Batman says something is happening or he sees a pattern, you're inclined to agree with him, and the things he's been given are almost undeniable based on the other things that he knows. But also, if you say it's someone who doesn't know everything he knows or isn't wearing a bat costume, they're kind of like, that's pretty insane. Also, the fact that like so much has happened and so much is happening, and there's no room to breathe in this series. When he says all these things, you're just kind of like, I just wish you were wrong so we could just move on.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, so if he's proven right, I'm like,
then you were right to be an asshole, which is wrong. Or you are wrong and you're an asshole for no reason. So great. Our protagonist is a moron, which of course he is. And like, look, it is like we're murdering Jim Gordon and we're building up universes. So like we're doing all of these things at once. He's still a Greenhorn after all. We're only 23 issues in. Like he's still new at this. Even though he's fought Bane. And so he can suck at this.
Right.
And he does. He'd better not be right. Because, and I think he isn't. I think it's like...
I hope not.
Because that's not the lesson. But also, don't forget, it's the architect of the absolute universe. So like, all these people are kind of like, Bruce, what? That's insane. A normal person in a normal universe that isn't created by Darkseid wouldn't think these things and wouldn't believe them. But like, you are in one. And maybe they do. Maybe they are. Maybe they don't even know they are.
Yep.
So it does capture this experience of like feeling like you're going insane, or at the very least like you are caught in a web of a conspiracy.
Yes,
that's fun.
Yes,
and then they kill Tim. What?
Yeah, listen. I think we all know my feelings about this book. I didn't love this issue.
This issue, I was like, every page I turned, I was like, dude, I don't like this. But
and again, it comes down to the pacing of it all. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, Batman will have nothing to do or be dead 50. By exhaustion.
Yeah.
The killing of Tim, I was like, that sucks.
That sucks. And I'm like,
and also you built it up where you're just like, you're everyone's favorite Robin on the team
because you said something cheeky earlier in the issue.
Well, I think that's a wink and a nod to people who are just like, I love Tim Drake.
He's like, yeah, well,
but also I'm like, not for nothing. Jason and Tim are literally calling or leaving a message or talking to the other Robins, being like, we caught Batman, blah 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 blah. Yeah, awesome. Like when Batman is like, look out behind you, and then they see another Batman, and then like they both see him.
Yes.
And then when Jason comes to and Tim's dead, he's like, you killed him. I'm like, you were looking at Batman. What
did you think happened? Yeah.
So either you are not the brightest bulb in the box,
which he is not,
or you lost your like what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I wanted this to happen. Like because it's
that was frustrating to me.
It's frustrating, but like it's not narratively frustrating. It's frustrating like style-wise. Like I hate those moments. I hate this moment in anything. Like even when it's executed flawlessly, I hate it.
Yeah.
When a character is like in Batman Returns, when like Penguin just throws a batarang at the Ice Princess and she falls and like Batman pushed her. And I'm like, oh, everyone's turned against Batman. We're gonna do that now? And it's like, I'm just so sick of those. But like, also, it's a new universe and it's a new way of doing it. And, oh my god! And he held Robin the same way that a cover depicted it, and no other actual panels. But still, this is what you come to expect. I know.
I know. It's just it's not my favorite of the absolutes. That's really just what it comes down to.
I did have a good time reading it. I did feel like it was overstuffed, and I also don't see the vision.
Right, just yet. The Robins are a lot.
The Robins are not my favorite idea here at all, and I would go so far as to say they are a mistake.
Interesting.
I like a lot that has been going on. I like Pennyworth. I like his relation with his daughter, even though like some things feel like I appreciate, you know, in metafiction or even in fiction, modern fiction, where it's like, you know, where we're going. Like even like they talk about how like when this is more evident in, like the first few seasons of Rick and Morty, where they were like, you know, we're taking a trope, you know, where it's going. So instead of going to page 2, we go to page 8 or 10. Like we go past that. Like we address where it could go and instead just cut to the chase, so to speak. This is interesting in as much as like we are following things the way that like a logical person might, or like address things when they are brought up, as opposed to being like, well, we'll get to that maybe in a few years. You know, like, no, let's deal with it now. I kind of admire that storytelling. But we don't need to do it all.
Right.
Every issue.
Right.
Because some things end up kind of getting marginalized. And Nick Dragata has to draw it happening in like a page that has 10 panels on it. You know, like because you get these beautiful double page splashes of things like Bruce with the bat. Ha ha ha. Like that's fun. But then also when like things happen, there's no room or time for it.
Yeah.
And the Robins are the most hastily thrown together idea. Like, first of all, there's so many of them, which is also its own meta commentary. But also they're in these impossibly sized mechs that like would never be like that would change the way Gotham is run. And that would be interesting if we saw that, which we don't.
Right.
And it's all headed up by Deathstroke, which would be neat to see, but we never do. Like, and those are the things you choose not to show me. But instead, let's introduce like Absolute Clayface.
Yeah. Who is scary looking.
Scary and cool, and that's fun. And also he's manipulated by the Scarecrow character. Like, again, like it's just like it's not a lot. Like, it's a lot and it's not. And it's and I it's when it works, I love it, and when it doesn't, it's obvious. It's not even like, I feel it's not working. No, it's like, this isn't working. Here's what's not working. Here's what's not working. Here's what hasn't worked since you started it.
Right.
The Robins are a mistake, or you should have built to it.
Yeah.
And now you're here in this like, oh, whoa, he's public enemy number 1. He killed this kid that we don't know about or care about or have any personality for. Darn. And Jason's gonna hate him real bad. Oh, yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish it were.
I think it's appealing to some folks, and like it's funny. I used to say this about Krakoa, that there was a book for everyone.
Yeah.
And I feel like Absolute has shaken out to be like that, depending on the type of pacing or storytelling you like.
Yes.
There is a book for you
100%.
within the Absolute umbrella, but every Absolute book may not be for you as well. It may not be paced or told in the way that makes someone happy. Like I recognize that there are a lot of pros to Absolute Batman, but it's not necessarily my pacing style.
No.
It's not my storytelling style.
No. This is a far cry from like volume 2. Like volume 1 and 2 are like I was like, this is working so well.
That's so funny to me. It's all the same.
I know.
To me.
Yeah. I think it's just because there was less.
That could be.
And I think that appealed to a lot of people. And I think that still does, because the more we're given is still not a lot.
Right.
I'm like, oh no, we've been given like 5 or 6 Robins. Don't worry. None of them have personalities and they haven't said or done anything. But one of them did die. Ooh. You know, yeah. Feels like Dragon Ball Z.
It does. I mean, as someone pointed out, like, I do like Absolute Scarecrow. He's frustrating.
Yeah, he is frustrating. But like, I hope you know, like, is he right though? Like, that's the thing. But like, there needs you can't just go like, oh no, like you can't never pay that off. Like, you have to pay that off,
right?
Because otherwise, you're just doing it because you're doing it because you think it's clever. It's not the rest. I don't know. I both love and am frustrated by this book.
I understand.
Like, and literally at the Robin stuff, at this point, I just don't even like pay attention to it. Like, I couldn't believe when people were like, oh, I was like, really? You care? Like, why? He never did anything or said anything or brought us anything. Like, here's the pretty boy. Yeah, that's me. And then he dies.
As soon as that happened, I was like, well, sorry,
people who liked him, including myself. But like, it was the ultimate Spider-Man problem. You know, where I was like, don't get too excited about all these things that we don't know about, because it's a whole other universe and you're bringing your baggage with you.
Yeah.
You know, like, Jim died. And I lamented the stories we could have gotten with him because there aren't any.
Right. I lamented that he seemed to be the only like
normal person,
level individual who was like
who he was and
an influence on Bruce at all. I was like, oh no, not you.
Well, yeah, but like, and that's the brilliance of it too, because it's like, yeah, I took away all the things. I took away the safety nets, anything that make him normal or make him anything like the Batman. I got to get rid of that.
I mean, I guess. I mean, again, it's just a different storytelling.
I understand it, but I'm also like, but maybe I just don't like that, Ben.
I don't know.
I do like a lot of other things in it, though.
Yeah, fair.
But
fair.
So let's recommend some books that are coming out this week.
I would love to do that. What was your book of the week?
I only read Absolute Batman.
Well, I guess it's that then.
It's Absolute Batman. How about you?
Ooh. Great question. I honestly think I truly enjoyed Spider-Man this week.
Wow.
Really had a good time with it. And again, like, I know that I am a fresh new reader to this side of the universe.
Yes.
I mean, not really. I've read some Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I've read some Miles here and there.
Yeah.
But like not an active reader.
No.
So like this I know is more geared towards me. So I really enjoyed it. Thought it looked good.
Yeah.
Was a solid intro.
Exactly.
Jeff also very excellent.
Jeff.
Freaking want Elsa Strange so badly.
Right. Should we read some more super chats before we get into those?
Yeah, we can totally do that. I'm in.
Here.
I'm in. Watch your Ahmed. Am I right about that? Jihad?
So. Yeah.
Says, watch out, Tiffany. Wolverine is creeping up on you.
He sure is.
I don't know why I made a pause.
Yeah.
It's Ahmed. It's literally right there.
I
was like, Anyway, Wolverine's always coming to get me. He particularly looks like it though. Like there's something very much about like him being slightly off of the end of the screen and like just his angle. I'm like, he's coming for me.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, it's over.
Oh, right.
There's nothing I can do.
No.
Once Wolverine makes that decision, you're done.
That's true. You have red hair. You do have an advantage.
Oh, thank you. Tea Time says, pitch for a new Tim Drake identity. Red Flame keeps the R imagery and another Kryptonian inspiration in Flamebird like Nightwing.
Yeah. All right.
Right? Why not? So let's some comics that are coming out this week that we're particularly excited about. Absolute Wonder Woman number 23 is dropping.
It is?
I think so. Am I on the wrong day?
I don't know.
I am on the wrong day.
Oh, that's the 26th.
I was on the right day. And then I changed it. Absolute Green Arrow.
Yes.
Is coming out. Number 4. Freaking love this book. Keep forgetting about it.
I know.
But love it.
Yeah.
Like good, gritty, dark works.
Great.
Absolute Flash also coming out.
Again.
Also like this book a lot.
Yeah, same.
Very different feel, but still its own darkness.
Agreed.
Nightwing. A book that I'm sometimes reading,
right
sometimes when I remember to do it, but a lot of fun.
Yes. Daredevil. I really like this book. Kind of. Number 5. Check it out. Also, Avengers Armageddon number 3. I like the series. I like this event. It's certainly better than the Queen in Black, but we'll see where it goes.
Ooh, love this. I guess you're not reading Lobo.
Nope. Nobo. Ninja Turtles number 21 is coming out. I've been reading this series pretty much continuously. So
okay. Are you doing Queen in Black?
I mean, I'm going to read it, but I don't recommend it necessarily.
All right.
If Destruction Be Our Lot is coming out, Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day number 4. I've been reading this, I think. I don't necessarily love it, but I am reading it.
Okay. Fair.
Punisher versus Spider-Man number 2 is another one that I'm reading. I recommend it more than Brand New Day.
Oh my God. Bug Wars, the coming of the War Doom number 1 is coming out. Ooh. How is that possible? What? Captain Marvel Dark Past number 5 also is coming out. Oh. I liked that. I like this book. It's weird,
you do,
but I do enjoy it. You know, I have a good time with it.
Yes. Let's see. I think that's. Oh, What If Runaways? We're getting a Runaways book.
Ooh. By the way, to confirm, if you were a fan of Bug Wars, it's the same team.
Oh, nice.
It is the exact same team. So if you were like, is it? Yes. It's not like they were like, yeah, someone else wants to carry the torch.
Yep. Spider-Man Hulk Corporate Synergy. I mean, Fire and Brimstone is coming out. That one is also Kevin Smith with art by Andy McElfresh.
Okay.
I'm going to see it, I guess. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Why not?
And Star Trek The Last Starship number 10 is dropping. If you enjoyed our chat with Colin and Jackson, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the whole series. It's a lot of fun. I don't think you need to watch any other Star Trek shows. You just have to be pretty familiar with Kirk in any way, but you're fine.
Okay, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I think I got.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot.
Ain't that enough?
It's so many.
Exactly.
So many, so much. So much.
But listen, thank you so much to our super chatters for sponsoring today's show. Thank you to Colin, Kelly, and Jackson Lansing for dropping by the show, talking about their books. Check those out. And of course, as always, thank you to Tiffany for being our amazing co-host of the show. Thanks to our chat for being cool and respectful. And of course, if you want to check out more Tiffany, watch youtube.com/@ComicPopPlays or twitch.tv/ComicPop.
It's been rough.
It's been rough because you've been hosting a lot of episodes.
Not hosting.
Co-hosting.
I've been on a lot of episodes.
Yes, that's true.
Lately.
And you'll be on another one coming up this week. So Wednesday is out. But check out these streams. There's hundreds, if not thousands of hours of Tiffany playing these games. And you'll enjoy them all.
We got one more super chat too. This one's Hulkzilla says, "Thanks for a chill night. I hope everyone has a good night and a great week. Take care, y'all." I love it. Couldn't have said it better ourselves.
Excellent closer. That's it. We want to thank you so much for hanging out. And if you like back issues and you've always been asking for a back issues podcast, I can't, in good conscience, make it into an audio podcast on Spotify. For one thing, Spotify won't pay us for it. It's just the thresholds are insane. But for another, it is an audio podcast. I'm archiving over a span of weeks and months and years. So the first 41 episodes of Back Issues are a podcast on patreon.com/ComicPop. You can buy them each individually, or you can get a collection for a heavy discount. I've broken them up into basically seasons. So like the comic shop kitchen season is one. Those are all uploaded and those are all available for download in audio podcast form. If you like back issues and you only wanted it in audio form, there's the only way you're going to catch it.
Love it. We have another super chat.
One more.
Thank you so much. Doubled Marvel says, "I love you guys. You guys always challenge me to think differently, and I appreciate it." That is like such a nice thing to say. Thank you,
sir. Thank you so much.
Freaking thank you. One more thing that sounds like we got never going to remember to mention, but this weekend he's actually traveling.
Yes, I am traveling. I'm going away. I'm going down to Virginia. I'm going to be visiting the Short Pump location of Third Eye Comics, where I'm going to be filming an episode of Back Issues without anyone from the original Comic Pop crew. I'm instead replacing the entire team with two classic friends of mine from the old days. Those gentlemen will be joining me in a very odd and special. I only know it's odd because I can't imagine the show without my original crew, but I am very excited to see what it is like with two completely new hosts. We're doing just a one-off. It's just a it's not a big thing. Just a one-off, but we're going to be collaborating with Third Eye Comics, a fantastic comic shop and chain of comic shops down south. If you are not familiar, you should definitely check out their wares and their stores. We're going to be going to Short Pump, a town that is real, and that's the name of it. But yeah, we're going to shoot the show there, and it's going to be after hours. I would set up a thing, but I can't, so I please don't expect to watch the show be taped. Only because the hosts are not familiar with the experience whatsoever. Welcome to Comic Pop, Josh and Perkins. We hope you survive the experience. That's an X-Men reference for those of you who are paying attention. But yeah, I'm shooting that this weekend, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun, probably. It'll be a redux. I'm going to try and redo an old episode. These guys don't read comics. So
like at all.
So get ready for a very old school feeling episode of Back Issues.
I don't think you're going to be prepared.
I have no
because we do take things in stride at this point.
Yeah, I have not been asked that many questions like the old days.
They may ask no questions too.
Yeah, that's true. They might be like my parents, just like wait for me to like stop talking. But we'll see. That's the fun of the show, though. We're going to see if the format,
exactly
still holds water.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
But more exciting, I wanted to mention that you are just going to be down at this other comic book shop or store.
I'm going to Third Eye. It's a great store. I'm going to be collaborating with them, cross promoting a little bit. So check out Third Eye Comics.
See, someone asked, "Are you bringing the Redux button?" That's what I said he should do, and he said no.
I wasn't sure because they wouldn't know what the hell that means, but I guess that's fun too.
I think it's a fun way to start the episode. It's going to really shake it up.
Yeah, really.
You can be like, someone has to hit it.
Yeah, they'll go, "Why?"
Just hit it.
Okay, burn. Yay! All right, moving on. Yeah, I guess I'll try to remember to bring it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a very odd looking episode. It's also going to be a real throwback because we'll be shooting in a comic book store.
Heck yeah.
The first time in 11 years.
Yes.
But yeah. So long, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and we do appreciate you. We'll see you guys next week with another episode. Of course, if you like this, subscribe to the channel and like this video. Give it a thumbs up, and see you next time. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.